folks. We are back. I got three or four more cuts done before I realized that the last live feed had dropped. So missed the ending of the 3 foot tall piece, which is this one. But I also, while I was trying to clean up a little bit, noticed I still had the smaller version I did. But since nobody's in here yet, I'll probably show that again for the live viewers. Today we'll be working on Santa Claus. If you're watching on YouTube and want to connect on Facebook, I go by The Charles Deering on there, and that's all one word, The Charles Deering. And if you're on Facebook and want to connect on YouTube, I go by Charles Deering Scroll on there, but you should be able to find me under Charles Deering. I was trying to get my brother in here to read the comments and questions so that y'all could meet him, but he's not answering my text because he doesn't love me. And we got 4 people watching right now. I appreciate y'all being here. 2 on Facebook, 2 on YouTube. If y'all are able to see this stream, just to make sure, if you could throw a comment out there, I'd appreciate it. But earlier I did a live stream and it dropped while I was scrolling. Didn't even realize that it dropped. But I went ahead and decided to just finish the piece. There was only a few cuts left. This one is 3 feet tall, and I don't have my, yes I do. This is the one we were working on. It's 3 feet tall. This little one is, let me give you an accurate measurement on that. The little one is 21 7/8 tall, so just under a foot, and the big one is 3 feet. So yes, I can go smaller than 3 feet. I was just doing that for a variety. Someday I'll probably even do one life size because I'm that crazy. I'm just putting these on the screen till we get a few more folks in here, and then I'll get going on Santa. Nobody's commenting yet. And by the way, if you comment on Facebook, people on YouTube won't be able to see it, but that's fine, and vice versa. So that's why you hear me reading comments out, because people on both platforms can't see the other platform's comments. But we got 8 people in here, so it's there's no reason for me not to just get started on the Santa. But I thought y'all might want to see the 3 foot tall one done, along with an earlier version where it was only a little under 1 foot tall. Leonard Davis says, back for more, but watch my Pats. Oh Lord. He means the Patriots, for those that don't know what he's talking about. My Dallas Cowboys play tomorrow and probably will clinch the division unless they bite the big one. So there's that. Turning on my phone notifications in case my brother texts back. I want to get him in here so y'all can meet him. And yeah, I was pretty bummed. I was so close to being done with the this project here, and I look down or I look over, and the stupid live feed had ended somehow. But anyway, let's get started. Let me move these out of the way, and we'll watch Santa. We'll cut Santa, and once I get it on the table, I will position the camera better. So yes, you can cut smaller than 3 feet, or I can. I don't do everything billboard size. I don't know why, but I like to. Bear with me while I pick things up here. This will be our Santa. This Santa design is available on woodenvisions.com. Pretty much every design you see me working on, except for that custom portrait I did. Neil Wright said you did an awesome job. Thank you so much, sir. I appreciate that. That's over on YouTube. Herb Hooper says, good afternoon, back for another round. By golly, here we go. Appreciate I cannot talk. Appreciate y'all watching. Let me pull back a little bit, try to get this whole thing on here. I don't know if I'll be able to get it all on there or not. But that pattern is available, as well as a further back version with him writing like he's, good list, naughty list. And a couple of them have some humorous text on there. One of them says, seriously. The other one says, you're not naughty, you're disturbed. But for the sake of accuracy, let me measure the dimensions of this, and that way we'll all know at the same time. It is 21 inches wide by 21 and 3/4. 21 by 21 and 3/4. So let me write that on there. In a waist area, of course. 21 by 21 3/4. This is our chalkboard. Hello, Tracy. Long time no talk. Tracy Rome Keaton on watching through Facebook. All right, so we're going to get going on Santa Claus, and as with every piece I do that involves a person or animal, I start with the eyes, or the face, more so the eyes, and then we just jump around from there. This one should be a little fun. Or they're all fun, or I wouldn't do them, but yeah, I probably would. Anyway, I'm going to get going with the eyes, but we probably need to put a squirrel saw blade in there. Using number 5 spiral flat-ended Flying Dutchman. I buy them from woodenteddybear.com. And the saw I am using is a Hegner 22-inch, sold by advancedmachinery.com. I am not sponsored by them. I like good saws. Making sure I don't have any rough spots on the back of this. That's going to mess with me. All right, once I get the blade in here, I will reposition the camera if I think it will look better that way. I always start with the eyes. And for those that don't know, the reason why I start with the face on a person and the eyes more so is if I butcher the cutting, there's no need to continue it. I'd have to restart it, because on a person, except for a generic one like Santa, their features on their face are their recognizable features, and if you butcher those, there's no reason to continue. You'd have to just start over. We got 10 people watching. If y'all don't mind, let me know what themes y'all would like to see worked on in future live feeds, so I can better the odds of keeping people's interest in doing these. But I'm going to get started while doing that, and every now and then I'll whatchamacallit, what will I do? I will address comments and questions, but let me do that before I get going. Why such a thick blade? Tracy Rump Keaton asked, why such a thick blade? Because number 1, it's that, and number 3 are all I pretty much use. I only use the number 3 if there's finer detail. And because I'm cutting large, it just lasts longer than the smaller blades is the only reason. And we got my good friend Dale Kirkwood, Maple Tree Studios, watching. Dale, if you are, I know I do this every time you come on, but if you're up for it, I can throw you in here if you want to be the comment question reader or just banter back and forth. If not, that's fine. But I tried to get my twin brother in here, but he's not responding. But you're welcome to say no, because I know people have lives, especially on the weekend. The wood is only a 1/4 inch. It's a 1/4 inch maple ply. But I'll wait until Dale Kirkwood responds before I start. Jeff Robinson says, Wesley truck looked like it was full of maple plywood. What thickness did you order? 1/4 inch, sir. Yes, it was full of maple plywood, 1/4 inch thickness. Neil Wright says, my video's out of focus. That's wonderful. Number 1, let me check for dust. And maybe I just need to get a little closer. It looks crystal clear on my end. And I'm hardwired in, so I don't know why it wouldn't be clear. Hello, John Hope. Appreciate you being back. Dale Kirkwood says he will help me with the comments and questions, but he said give me 15 minutes to finish this food. So, Dale, I'm going to go ahead and message you the link, but you'll have to let me know in the comments that you're waiting for me to accept you, because I'll be scrolling. But I also might see your little thumbnail down at the bottom. My computer mouse stopped working for me today, so I'm not real good at these finger sliding laptops. Okay, I've messaged you, Dale, and maybe I could still get my brother in here if he loves me enough, but no, he has nothing against what I do. He just isn't at his phone apparently. Okay, Dale, I've given you the link on Facebook Messenger, and I will keep an eye out for you to be back at the bottom. And so let's get going. We got 15 people watching. I appreciate that. Taking time out of your Saturday to watch Old Santa Claus. My live feeds are family friendly, so if you have any kids that may want to see this, you're welcome to throw them in there. I will not do anything that's not family friendly. Even when I read comments, if the comments aren't family friendly, I won't read the non-family friendly parts. Any questions or comments y'all have, feel free to throw them out there. I welcome any and all. They do not have to be on topic. Okay, that knocking sounds means I have a text, so hopefully it's my brother, but he's probably giving an excuse about why he can't. Oh. Nope. It was not my brother. Anyway, he doesn't love me. Okay, so I'm not real sure how to do that, Dale, but I do. You're right, though. I need to do that. Okay, so I promise I'm getting ready to get started, folks. But one thing y'all need to know if you haven't watched other live streams, in between every few cuts, one requirement is a couple swigs of Dr. Pepper, and I'm going to start that way. Yeah, I can, if I can't figure it out myself, Dale, I will get with Dave Gett and see how to make somebody a moderator. Although so far I haven't needed a moderator, meaning all the viewers have been pretty good. No issues that I had to block or delete. So, okay, why don't I stop babbling and we get going. And again, any questions or comments you have, please. Okay, Jeff Robinson says, Santa, please drop off a new camera for Charles's live feeds. Why is that, Jeff? Is it blurry still? It's crystal clear on my end. I don't get that. But yeah, I definitely want your feedback. One person said it was out of focus. Hopefully I fixed that, but I don't know what else to do besides clear the dust off of it or pull the camera in closer. This is, at least as far as ratings go and affordability, this is one of the best webcams out there, but maybe it's on its last leg. It's a C925E. It's a Logitech webcam. So forgive me for stalling, folks. I'm gonna find out whether or not I'm blurred. Because if it's out of focus, I don't know what to do. Because on my end, I have a little viewing window to see what y'all are saying, and it looks crystal clear to me. So I don't know why. I don't know, Jeff. Is it in focus? Jeff Robinson says, "Oh, I love you too, Steve Neal." And I knew you couldn't come in with oodles of compliments. Just Shirley, I've known you for years, and you never stop babbling. Well, that's what I do, Steve. But the first step is to recognize it. But I also hate dead air, and I like to talk. So no, I'm not going to disagree with you there. They say the camera's still trying to autofocus, and usually I can see it pulsating, but I don't see it doing that, so I don't get that. Let me try to move it in closer. And that's why I'm stalling to start, folks, because little feedback like that matters to me. But it looks crystal clear to me. I don't understand that. Jeff Robinson says we went to Walmart for stocking stuffers today. Sweet. Yeah, I don't have the finances to do any Christmas for anybody, but that's weird that everybody's talking about the image quality, because it is crystal freaking clear to me. Well, I can't afford another webcam, and I don't know if there's any out there that you can set the focus automatically. I don't know, because autofocus can be a good thing in most cases. Well, let me practice putting my hands in front of the camera and this and that and see if it focuses. No, that's why I don't usually zoom in close, because it messes with the focus even more. Hands, hands, hands. Okay, it seems to be. Let me get the camera just a little lower so y'all can see where it's cutting instead of. Well, okay, now it's pulsating on my end. Okay, now it stopped. Well, I'm just going to get going and hope it clears up, because on my end it's completely clear, so I don't know what to do. Well, Jeff, it's a. I think the only option is autofocus on this webcam. Oh, Maple Tree Studios, which is Dale Kirkwood, says it's a combination of the bandwidth and the autofocus. So he says kick off, and John Hope says comes and goes. Yeah, I lost the software to this one, so that's on me. Yeah, but as far as priorities and money go, I can't afford to get another webcam, so I just hope it balances out like it usually does. If not, that's really going to stink, because I want this to be an entertaining live feed. And I will get started, I promise. I'm just hearing about these video glitches. Mr. Dave Gatton has joined us. He says, howdy, Charles. Thank you. All right, let me go ahead and get started, and I'll check back with y'all, and hopefully it's better, because I can't afford another webcam, and I can't afford to wait to do live streams until I get another webcam, because it'll be a while. Anyway, here we go. And Dale, I will look over every now and then to see if you're down there waiting to get into the stream. If you haven't seen past live streams, in scroll saw patterns, a lot of the lines are suggestions. It's okay to go a little bit off the lines, but if you can stay on the line, it's good to do so, especially on features on somebody's face, because if you alter the look, it may not look like them. Now, this is Santa Claus. He has all kinds of looks depicted by different artists, so. Sorry that it took me so long to get started cutting. Yet, although I like to babble, I was also trying to determine if this was a wasted live feed. If there's any kids watching, I hope y'all are being good for Santa. And whether or not y'all celebrate the holiday, I hope everybody has a Merry Christmas and a good time with family and this and that, because it shouldn't just be one time a year that you get together with family and look at the good times and stuff like that. Everybody's just saying hi back and forth, which is awesome. Okay, so again, I'll get back to it. I'll always start with the eyes and then jump around the eyes and just work my way outward. And if you're just joining, this piece is 21 inches wide by 21 3/4 tall. Scroll on, brother, says Tracy Keaton. I shall. That would be cool if there was kids watching, but I mean, it's not the same as seeing Santa Claus. It's just a portrait of him. And if y'all hear any sound effects, it's my phone. I have the notifications turned on in case my brother gets back with me. I'd like to bring him in to show y'all what he looks like and sounds like. We sound pretty much alike and look a lot alike. We are twins, but some people think we don't look anything alike. I'm not going to show you what I look like because of my medical issues, but anybody that knows me knows what I look like. Mimi Lord says, "Hey Charles, I got my ornaments done and now waiting to see Santa with the grandkids." Sweet, that's awesome. And Jeff Robinson says, "I will be able to hold my new grandson for Christmas," and that's beyond words. I'm happy for you, buddy. John Hope says, "I hope the 49ers win this weekend." I hope the Cowboys win. If the Cowboys win, I believe they clinch the NFC East, which is a very sloppy division, but hey, whatever it takes. As y'all can see, comments and questions do not have to be on topic. Anybody wants to ask anything, if it's family friendly, I'll address it. I really hope the video quality is good for y'all. I mean, because I don't know what else to do. I had thought about getting a second webcam anyway, but if one of them's not working, then it'll be a replacement webcam. But yeah, I was considering having two webcams to show y'all from different angles. I thought that would be more of a production quality improvement, but this particular cam, I believe, is 80 something on Amazon. They have one that's much higher than that. It's 100 something. But yeah, there again, priorities. Okay. Number 5, flat-ended spiral Flying Dutchman blade. 22-inch Hegner is what I'm using. It probably bugged me a lot more than it needs to, but when somebody tells me there's video quality issues, it really bums me out because it almost defeats the purpose of these live feeds, because I mean, it's like trying to show somebody something and they can't see it real well. That almost defeats the purpose. So I hope it balances itself out. Nothing I can do about bandwidth, though. I have my desktop computer shut down during these live feeds to put more energy into the bandwidth, meaning the weight of, what's the word, dang it, taxing of the internet speeds. I want to lessen that as much as I can. Mimi Lord says, "So how long do you think it will take you to do this one, and for someone? And is it for someone, for you Stack?" I don't know how long it'll take me because I'm terrible at guessing how long something will take me. That I did what I consider a relatively simple custom portrait the other day, and it took 6 hours. So I can't accurately tell you how long this was going to take. I'm not stack cutting it, and it's not for anyone. I just wanted to have a theme. Number one, because it's Christmas, and just to have something to scroll. There's only one piece here, no stack cut. Jeff Robinson says, "My wife is a Saints fan first and a Cowboys fan second. Both play tomorrow." By golly. And Dale Kirkwood, if you're still watching, which is Maple Tree Studios, if you're still watching, let me know in the comments if I don't notice your thumbnail on the bottom waiting to get in. Okay, after I do this particular bit of detail, I'll move on over to the other eye, and then we'll just kind of jump around the face like the glasses and stuff. No rhyme or reason, just me jumping around. My stool keeps dropping, is why you hear me stalling. I have to keep adjusting it. That's another thing I'd like to get at some point, but it's hard to find good tall stools that have wheels on them. All right. Jamie Page and Maple Tree Studios, they both stand up to scroll. I don't know how the heck they can do that. My back kills me just sitting down. Now, if and when Dale Kirkwood of Maple Tree Studios comes in here, I will flip the camera long enough for y'all to see him and introduce himself and where y'all can find him on social media, and then I will get going again. That won't be the end of the live feed, I promise. And him and Jimmy Page might both say, you know, this isn't about me. You don't have to have me tell folks where to find me, but I like to give back and help folks out. Not that they need my help. First person that ever helped me with these live streams on multiple platforms. That's blade breaking. Dave Gatton started out helping me, and that was awesome. It's not that I don't need him anymore. I just I figured out the platform, and I know scroll sawing isn't his thing, but he is a good friend, so I appreciate his support as well, as with anybody's support. And Harnell Media, you hear me mention him in the chat. That is Steve Neal, and he does my website, woodenvisions.com. Every time a blade breaks, I'm going to recheck the tension. That one might be right where we need it, if not slightly too tight. John Hope says, like the man who painted the Sistine Chapel, it will be done when it's done. Jamie Page, speak of the devil. JP Woodwork says, evening all, can't be an earworm right now. Before you ask, I'll give it 30 minutes or so. Okay. Okay, appreciate that, Jamie. Dale will be in here at some point, so Dale, you have my permission to give Jamie the link if you so choose. And neither one of y'all has to, but I appreciate it when y'all do. Tried to get my brother on, but I guess he laid down, took a nap. We both keep weird hours. Tracy says, yeah, I think it was designed that you sit in front of it. She's referring to sitting or standing in front of a scroll saw. That's why I'd like to have a little taller stool, but, you know, there again, got to prioritize where money's spent. And apparently people are saying I might need a new webcam, so yeah, it's like when it rains, it pours. But we have the same conditions surrounding this, improved from the very beginning, because in the beginning I was relying on Wi-Fi for a signal. Now I'm hardwired in. I have sheets over the lights to dim the severity of the glare, and I put this black shelf paper over the Lexan so it wouldn't reflect the bright light and mess with the camera. And Dave Gatton helped with audio by sending me these headphones with a mic on it, because before I was relying on the microphone of this webcam, and you couldn't hear me much over the saw. So every now and then I still yell while I'm doing these live feeds, because I'm not used to having the mic right next to my mouth. Oh, there's Dale. Thank you, Dale. Sweet. I'm gonna bring in Dale. That's Dale Kirkwood of Maple Tree Studios. Dale, first of all, say how diddly do and tell everybody where they can find you, Mister. And thank you.
Hey guys. So you can find us on Facebook at Maple Tree Studios. You find us on YouTube, youtube.com/Maple Tree Studios, and you can get us on the Instagrams. Maple Tree Studios again, really dull, really boring, nice and easy to find us. I'm gonna, I mean, I've got you coming through on the mic. I might put you in my ear. There we go. Yeah, so that's pretty much about it. Been scrolling for about a year. Really enjoying it. Become slightly obsessed. And I get to hang out with the master himself, Mr. Deering. How are you, sir?
I'm good, thank you, sir. And calling me a master, I don't agree with, but I highly appreciate it. Maybe I'm just
Take
too
the com-
humble.
take the- take the compliment. It was heartfelt.
Yes, sir. I'm sorry. Yeah, and we usually give each other crap, so he gives me a heartfelt
No,
compliment,
we're
and I
not done yet.
minimize it.
We're not done yet.
I appreciate it. Dale is one of my newest and closest friends. He's helped me out of a few binds. Uh, yeah, that's beyond words. I cherish friendships, and uh, hopefully someday we'll meet. But I will tell y'all, folks, if you ever meet somebody that's from Scotland, don't accidentally say they're Irish, because I think that's an offensive thing to
No,
Scottish.
it just means say this. Listen. I mean, it took me a long time to work out from your Californian accent. You were really from Texas.
That's funny. That's funny.
I mean, it's such a woke, hip and happening accent you've got. You could easily have been from California, obviously.
Well, I don't know about that there. I don't know how they even talk over there. I'll tell you what.
You know, it's all fun. Who's this? Charles. If it was not for Dale, Lee's Monday night show would have been off topic again.
Yeah,
Yeah,
again.
there's this novel idea that this is a scroller show.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Every time we're on there, we say, "Well, it's called Scrollers Chat," but it's really it's not necessarily about scrolling.
Not about scrolling. No, it's about finding a new and inventive way to give people crap. You
My
know,
God, that's what we do.
I mean, any minute now. I mean, there he goes in the chat. Jamie going, "Oh yeah."
Yeah. And that showed up for you before it showed up for me. Are you able to see the Facebook comments as well? Oh yeah, you're inside here, so yeah, you can.
So I've not gone into Facebook yet. I'm going to wander over. I'm going to bring up both so as we can see both running at the same time, so as I can keep you in the loop, sir.
Well, also since you're inside here in the StreamYard, you should be able to see both of them in the live
Should
chat.
be, but it's one of those things I find it kind of really sluggish in the old StreamYard at this side. But yeah, we're all good. So Tracy was saying, is that the guy from the Grateful Dead?
No, that would be Santa Claus.
Hey,
Garcia, Garcia. I can't remember his first name. Something Garcia was the lead singer of Grateful Dead. Uh, just real quick plug: Dale Kirkwood of Maple Tree Studios, Jamie Page of JP Woodwork, Julian Martinez of 5x30. Is it Woodshop or Workshop? I'm a terrible friend.
Oh, it's a 5x30 workshop.
Okay, and potentially a fifth. We're in talks. I don't even know if you know about it yet, Dale, because we still need to all get together.
Yeah.
There may be a fifth person, but
Absolutely.
we will be.
I thoroughly agree with that fifth person if we can get him.
Okay. Yeah. Well, then I've already introduced it to him, but I told him I didn't know all the details, so I'll go ahead and announce it.
Better make sure you check. Is JP cool with it?
Well, yeah, me and him were the ones talking about it before.
In that case, then let's do it. Let's do it.
As much as he can due to scheduling and having kids and work, we are bringing in Wesley Bolko, the coach.
Yeah.
And I have to jump in. My daughter just jumped in on Facebook because I can't stay, but just wanted to say, love you, Dad. I love you too, darling. Oh, boy, that melts my dang heart. I'm going to sit here crying on a dang live feed.
If you get your face, the great thing is your Santa Claus face isn't actually on camera. I've got to sit here, mate. I've got to somehow deal with this outpouring of family love kind of thing live in the chat. And I'm a dare-faced Scotsman. I feel what I'm going to do is look away from the camera and drink some beer.
I love my friendships out there. Thank you so much for watching, Casey. I know you can't stay, and I got to see my daughter yesterday, so that was worth its weight in gold. that was after the appointment and everything. But love you, darling. And so if y'all ever see Casey Deering, that is my actual daughter. JP Woodwork says yeah, and then oh yeah, and then sorry, you're supposed to be reading these, but I'm a camera
It's all
hog.
right. So it's your show.
Okay, thank you. Says, is this going to be on? She says strollers, but she means scrollers chat next on Lee's show. This won't be because this is a whole separate baby.
Yeah, it's something new, Tracy. Something
Yeah,
new, something a little, hopefully fun and interesting and harder to get off topic. Not
yeah,
impossible, but
yeah.
harder.
We're gonna do our darndest to keep it on topic. But I forgot to mention the name of it. It's gonna be called Team Scroll Saw, and
Yeah,
we want to make it the next big thing. And we, although we give each other crap and we have fun back and forth, we want to take it very seriously. I know that because I know
yeah.
everybody involved. Last thing I'll read is my daughter says, "Don't worry, I won't judge anyone for crying." By God, all right.
Oh, well, thank you, Casey.
Thanks, that is my actual daughter. So I'm gonna go ahead and hog the camera back, Dale, and I
Excellent.
appreciate you being here.
That way I can drink beer and just give you shit. I mean,
Uh,
help you out. Okay, go for it, sir.
hey means crap. Dang it. Well, it was family friendly.
We'll still be family friendly. We can say bother and nasty man and things like that.
and,
We don't
and
need to tell the truth.
yeah, icky poo. Like, don't be like Dale. Talk cleanly. No, I have a foul mouth when I'm not.
Yeah, don't. It's like it's I'll make your dad cry with laughter, says JP. You know, I agree with him, kind of thing. It's case he'll just look at the camera, lean in, and go, "Oh yeah."
Yeah, Casey, if you saw that video that I posted where I was cracking up crying, Jamie JP Woodwork there in the chat on YouTube said is the one that had me crying because that's just how we roll, and it's obviously very funny. It's very now, folks. If you hear about me crying, it wasn't because I was being a whiner. It was me crying from laughing so hard.
He was being a whiner. He
I
was
was
being
being
a
a
whiner.
I was not.
He was being a whiner, kind of thing. He had to go off camera 3 times. It wasn't because he was laughing, kind of thing. It was because Lee was picking on him. Honest.
Yeah, my
Go
daughter.
watch that show. Give Lee some love. Go watch that show. You'll enjoy it. It's fun.
Yeah, it's definitely fun. I'm gonna go ahead and get back to scrolling and let you take
Go
over.
on, sir.
Uh,
I'll pick up the chat for you and keep you in the loop.
All righty then, much obliged. And you do have my permission to give Jamie the link if and when he wants to be on. All
I
right.
think he's. I think there's some folks at his house right now.
Oh
Some
yeah, yeah,
in-laws. I think he's being a brother-in-law, or I don't know. I'm
yeah.
sure he'll tell us. What was I going to say, Jeff? It's about 11, about 20 to 12 over here,
Midnight.
closing in on midnight. It's pretty good. It's a good reason for Saturday night to stay up and watch a man doing some cool scroll songs.
Yeah, buddy.
Go for it.
All right.
Casey says, keep going, sir. Casey says that video cracked her up.
Yeah,
Um,
that was a hoot.
Charles, does this mean you're feuding with Lee again? Tracy,
No.
no, not at all. It was a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful show. Lots of fun. Lots of people just having fun the whole way through the show. You should go check it out. It's a good show.
Yeah, and to address what she's talking about, in the past, me and Lee have had.
You guys love each other, and then you have then you have a spell where you can't stand each other, then you love each other, then you can't stand each other. It's all good.
Me
Proper
and Lee,
friend.
yeah, me and Lee divorce each other at least 3 times a year. I don't know why.
Kind of thing. And then he comes round with flowers, or you go around with flowers, and it's all good. You have a dinner date, you have a bit of food, a few beers, kind of thing. One thing leads to another, and you're on his show.
Me and Lee aren't even remotely feuding right now, so don't worry about that.
Lee's a good guy.
Yeah,
Does great work.
we help keep a show on topic, but we also keep it derailed. So
I think that's 2 words you don't hear together, cool and scroll. So that's because we're going to change the conversation, Steve. I think everyone who's in the show are finding a kind of behind the idea that you can't really do a 5-minute or 10-minute video on YouTube to really show off the art or really show off what it means to folks. So that's where the lives are pretty cool. That's where we're doing a show where it's talking about not just portraits, not just detailed work, but also some of that fun, quick stuff that's out there. You can really get beginners into. It's a shame JP's not in the chat, but JP tells a story about him demoing at a place in the UK called Kempton Park.
Yeah.
Um, and at Kempton Park, um, the sales of scroll saws picked up because he changed the conversation with the audience rather than doing a more detailed piece. What he did was some simple compound cuts, and folks just fell in love with what he was doing.
Now, that's the
Uh,
second snidey comment that Steve Nealon of Harnell Media has done. He's had so many chances to throw compliments out there, but you don't often hear
You
cool.
know, I mean, the great thing is Steve's an IT kind of thing. I mean, and I'm an
Yeah.
IT too. So the great thing about this is he's coming from a position not of strength, but it comes.
Yeah. Also, Ron Buchanan's out in the chat. He, another good friend of mine, he came and saw me. He goes by the Wood Traveler on YouTube. Back to you, Dale.
Awesome. Well, there's one. There's one. So yeah, Wood Traveler in the house. Jeff Robinson, Jamie. Other than 72-ounce steak, was there any food in the states that you could not eat? I think someone's laying that one down there for you, Jamie. What else do we have? I think that's it. Cool and scrolls on the chat. While you're cutting, so what's happening is the bandwidth coming out of your house is quite low, and because the camera keeps refocusing, it's kind of resetting the picture a little bit. We can have a look at that when you get offline.
Well, that's weird because I'm the only one using the. There's nothing open on.
It's fine. Don't sweat it. Let it run for a little bit. Run the thing out. It's okay. It's okay. Picture's coming and going a little bit.
Nabbit. Yeah, Steve Dillon's just in one of those moods today, I guess, but he's a good guy.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
All right, so I don't know why my stuff's being moody today, but we're going to keep going until we get total darkness. Even if we bring the total darkness.
Can't wait to see who left the mad faces. Jerk. Not sure who that was.
Oh, sometimes it's. I know when I'm on a phone, I'll try to hit a certain emoji and I'll miss it and hit the
Oh,
wrong
okay.
button. But if I make somebody mad, it happens. Oh, you were reading a comment. That was
Yeah, I'm reading a comment, sir. I'm reading a comment. Tracy Rump Keaton, hi Tracy, says, I can't wait to see who left the mad faces. I think we'll have I think we'll just zoom in on, I think the problem with Facebook, Facebook doesn't do, the integration doesn't bring the emojis over quite the same way. You know, you can do all that inline emoji stuff on Facebook, which is really cool because it lets you know the emotion of the moment. But it's a bit crap.
Also, I
Yeah,
just noticed who it
from the
was,
point of
so I
view,
know that person and I are friends. So I'm
I'm
pretty
sure.
sure that was an accident.
Yeah, so we've got this one over there, and we'll have a bit of a look. Okay, so I'm going to chuck a whole bunch of hearts into this just as I can. No, no, no. Just sitting there playing it. So we have around 16 people, coming up on 19 people watching across both platforms. So pretty good turnout so far.
Yes, sir. Appreciate every one of y'all. And whether or not y'all celebrate Christmas, I hope this holiday week and weekend is good for y'all. I will say Merry Christmas.
Damn it.
That's not to spite anybody. It's just strictly because that's what I say. But I think if anybody gets offended by Merry Christmas, and they just
No, they need to take a deep breath. They
yeah,
absolutely do.
exactly. Life's too short. And I will occasionally flip this around so people can see it right side up.
Is this a self-portrait, Charles?
No, sir. I shaved my beard a while back, so it's not near as long. I wish my beard looked like this. I'd love to be able to be a Santa Claus.
This is. I think this has more of a belly look. A
Yep.
certain, yeah, I think this is a certain Billy A. Burt Senior kind of a look. That's what, That's what's going on there, I think. You know.
Yeah, Billy Burt's another good guy. I had a chance to meet him, but my anxiety kept me from going. He was, I believe, in Waco for the turning thing.
Ron Buchanan says, "And to all my friends, all my Jewish friends, a happy Hanukkah."
Yeah, that too. And
And Tracy says, "Merry Christmas, Charles Deering."
Merry Christmas to you too, ma'am, and Kwanzaa, Happy Kwanzaa to anybody that celebrates that. I don't know enough about it, but
And if you're out there and you're a pagan kind of thing, or you're falling from all the other part of the world, happy Saturnalia, which is on the 21st, I think. Which
and
is
just above all, have fun with your friends. Be nice to everybody. You shouldn't have to wait
totally,
till holidays to do that anyway. But that's just my little soapbox.
totally, totally, totally. Actually, the winter solstice must be tonight. Is it tonight or tomorrow night? Winter solstice?
Oh, I have no idea.
I think it is. I think the halfway mark is tonight or tomorrow night, and our lap round the sun.
Yeah. And if you're fighting with anybody out there, not you, I'm talking to the audience in general. If you're fighting with anybody out there, make up with them. Life's too short.
Ron Buchanan says, I'm not sure where he was going with it, but he says harmonica, and he says Ron Buchanan. So I think we can say Ron Buchanan's wishing everybody a happy harmonica.
Yeah, he's another
tune in the go.
he's another quote unquote comedian. And I just found another stupid pilot hole I missed, so I'll be doing that here. Might as well do it now. I always miss at least one. And I'll say big noise so I don't freak anybody out on the mic. Why do I always miss a dang pilot hole?
Because there's so many.
Happy harmonica.
Do you use a hand drill or do you use like an adapted plunge router?
Yep, I use a hand drill with a little level bubble on it to make sure it's straight up and down. And if this thing ever goes to heck, I'm screwed. Well,
I've started using a Dremel and one of their kind of router jigs for it. It's quite cheap.
Oh yeah. Plunge router little thing.
Yeah. I saw. I got the idea from it. I think it was. I was going to say Charles Deering. No, I don't. I mean Sterling. I think it was Sterling that did it. And I thought that's a good idea.
Yeah, Sterling Davis is Sterling's Woodcrafts on YouTube, I believe. He, the video you're talking about, he was answering basic questions from, and I found another dang pilot hole. Dang it! Anyway,
I've been using my drill press for it, and I thought, no, that's a good idea. I've got all these bits. I'm going to do that.
Yeah, I have a drill press, but these gigantic billboard things won't allow me to. It won't allow me to
wiggle it in, and that's kind of where I thought it was a good idea because there's some of the panel stuff. I mean, I know that some of the Japanese samurai I'm working on just now, he's quite big and he just doesn't fit underneath the drill press.
Now I know the Dremel setup is like cheap, and I already have a Dremel, but I also like to give business to those that I support. So I am holding out a little bit, waiting on Seiko to. I believe any day now they should be back in stock on the scrollers drill. It's the same setup. I say it's the same setup, but I don't know. But yeah, that's what I'm going to go to Seiko.com to get mine because I told them I would, and I support them. And that's SEYCO.com. Back to you, Dale.
We have Ron Buchanan says, traveling to Chicago tonight, then Florida on the 27th.
Good lordy.
Cool. Christmas in Florida. Awesome.
Talk about variety.
How long are you going to be in Florida, Ron?
I'm hoping to see my parents on Christmas. That's right side up. Do we have any decent video quality? Dale, if you can speak.
It's coming and going, sir.
Really?
It really is the auto. It's just on the edge of autofocus, and when it does, it sort of refreshes the image a little bit.
What's weird about that is that it stays clear on the little viewing window here in the StreamYard.
Yeah, so I think we've got a little bit of a. I mean, it does look quite low bandwidth, to be honest. There's kind of the output that's kind of making it out. There's maybe a little bit of checking. I would press on, sir, because otherwise we'll be diagnosing this on air and making no show for anyone who's here.
Oh, I hear you. I was just addressing it right quick.
Of course. Jeff Robinson says, "Let those snowflakes have a meltdown." I feel this is a reference to the time of year and those snowflakes falling from the skies, and could possibly be a reference to a Gen Z, or anyone who may or may not have been born after 1994. I feel
Or
that's weather
anybody.
related. Weather
And
related.
we'll call it that, but it's definitely related to if anybody has a problem with Merry Christmas, man. Even if you don't believe in it,
100%. To be
respect.
honest, it's a tradition that can trace its roots all the way back into Roman times, and beyond Roman times even further. The fact that the aligns well with both the Jewish and the Christian calendars
Yep.
is outstanding. It's a great time of year. Enjoy it. It's New Year. It's Christmas. It's Hanukkah. It's Saturnalia, and a raft of other ones that all line up. The only part of the world that kind of got a slight different kick on this is obviously Chinese, who have the lunar calendar driving theirs, which is Chinese New Year, end of January too. So let's enjoy this.
You're going to start making people think you're knowledgeable about world things like that.
It's an awful image I'm trying to create. It's all lies. I'm reading it off of Wikipedia.
Uh, uh,
It's
Harnell Media says he thinks it is part of it
a
is
bit
bandwidth.
bandwidth. It's a little bit. There's something nipping at your bandwidth, I think, sir, and is one for a bit of exploration later.
That's weird. Of course, the Xbox is being used in the house. That might be
Of course
doing it.
it is. Okay, so she's out killing the world. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Somehow in there, you know what I mean? She's on Counter Strike or whatever, killing the world. Oh, few messages in the chat.
All right.
Mimi Lord says, working in a government facility, I can't say Merry Christmas, and we can't even put up a tree. It sucks. So say Merry Christmas and have a good evening going to see Santa yet. Mimi, move to the UK. We don't care. I think that's where you go with that one. We've kind of got this much more. Every office I've worked in, folks, even the government folks, and our new prime minister, quite happy to say Merry Christmas. JP says, okay, back now, just sorting out his laundry.
Apparently, he
Jamie,
wants to wear pants on the live feed. Go ahead.
Jamie, there's an image. There's an image. I'm
Yeah.
now we can have a bit of fun with that, but we'll leave it for a bit.
Yeah.
JP Woodwork.
Family
Jeff,
friendly.
I brought some cookie. I brought some cookies at. I think you mean sorry, Jeff. I bought some cookies at Multnomah Falls. That's easy for you to say. That were bigger than my head. It cost me $50 for a bag of them.
Good lordy.
Um, Jeff Robinson says the Scroller's Drill is $119. And JP says I didn't eat any of them, which is quite fun. Which is quite fun.
Now again, I'm going to stress that I haven't experienced the scroller's drill, so I'm sure there's a reason why the price is that that price.
It's, I mean, if you add the price of a Dremel and it's kind of, you know, I mean, it's router bit. I mean, it
Yeah.
lands about the $80 mark, so it's not exceptionally overpriced for what it is, and it carries the heritage of Seiko. So, it's good to support those guys doing it. However, if you are financially in trouble and you can't afford the $120, there is lower cost things that will do, and that will be better than not.
Yeah, I mean, I got this hand drill, but yeah, my
Yeah.
arm does get tired because it's not the
Yeah.
lightest drill in the world.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'll get back to scrolling while y'all talk.
Cool. Jeff, if you are down in Florida, I think on January the 4th, there is the SpaceX Crew Dragon in-flight abort test down at the Cape. If you're still down there on January the 4th, go along and watch that. It will be a spectacle where they are expecting to destroy a rocket in the air to test out the new capsule abort system for returning American astronauts to space from American soil. It'll be a spectacle. Try and catch it.
Anybody just joining this pattern along with other Santa? I don't have, other than Santa, I don't know that I have any other Christmas themed patterns on woodenvisions.com, but this one and a few other Santas are on woodenvisions.com, done by Harnell Media. Steve Nealon, the guy who is giving me crap. I had to give him crap right back, but he is good at what he does and very affordable. I know he's not paying me to say that. I just support people who do good stuff. Anyway. And I apologize to those when I cut upside down. It's one of those things. It's a visual comfort when I turn the piece. So before I get going on this cut, I'll show it to you right side up, if it's clear. Anywho,
So we're looking at you have around 13 people spread across both platforms, 4 on Facebook, 9 on YouTube.
nice.
Folks, the best way to view this show is over on YouTube. Every minute you're watching is good for Charles. It helps his channel, helps him move forward. Although you can give the love and you can give more of an interactive thing going with Facebook. So please, 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 if you can, come and join us on YouTube. Every minute there helps Charles and really helps him build his channel.
Thank you, sir. Also, if you're not subscribed, please subscribe. Make sure you hit that bell, and you won't miss anything. It'll notify you. And if you're watching on YouTube and want to connect on Facebook, I go by the Charles Daring. That's all one word. And thank you for that, Dale.
No worries, though. Here we go. Don't blame me for the fact that you don't have Christmas patterns, says Harnell Media.
Oh, no, I don't blame him at all. I'm just going to freak out the day Steve is having. I am going to freak out if he says anything completely nice. I'm going to totally freak. I'm going to think, oh my God, somebody's.
Steve, there's a challenge there, sir. Sir, the
somebody
challenge there.
kidnapped Steve and replaced him with a little meanie. No, Steve kicks butt on my website, and he taught me how to upload the designs to the site, and because it was about time I did something to help on my own site.
He did something. Okay, that took a little while to go past this. All right, cool.
What do you mean it took a little while to go
I
past?
tell you why, because it's about time I did something on my own site.
Well, because I am technically ignorant, so I kept procrastinating, and finally I got with him, and he gave me the process, and I'm thinking, wow, that's all. So, I even have a couple grumpy Santa patterns on woodenvisions.com. One of them has text that says "Bah humbug," the other one's just a grumpy Santa. Because I try to help everybody. I don't have near enough holiday stuff on there, but I do have a lot of different themes. Right around 1,790 products on there. Anyway. Also, the bandwidth thing, being that it's a weekend, people in my area might be using the internet more.
Yeah, I think it's certainly a possibility.
Yep.
Wrong place. Okay. Yeah. Chat's quiet. We have a grand total across both platforms of 17 people.
Nice. Appreciate y'all being here.
Every time you see that noise, I keep thinking of Dick Van Deering. Yeah. or Charles Van Dyke. I'm not sure. I think Dick Van Deering works better. I don't know.
Yeah, my brother finally responded back to me. He said, "Sorry, I'm in the middle of a movie with my wife." They do a lot of together time. That's kind of cool.
Yeah, it's cool. Date nights are good. Date nights are what keeps it fresh.
Yeah. And there's Steve being Steve again, but that is kind of a compliment. He says they make great images for the laser. Thank you, Steve. I'll take it.
Lasers are one of those wonderful things where it's not the laser. It's after all, it's not the laser. It's the pattern that's fed into it. John Hope, Atmos bleeding Ferrex, says John Hope. John, is that in relation to the bandwidth?
I have no idea.
I
I have
look
no
forward
idea.
to I look forward to you following up on that one, so as we can get some context. But I do like the spelling Atmos bleeding
Yeah,
ferrex.
that's all one word, and that really
I
messed with me.
like that. I
At,
like
at,
that. That's quite fun.
is there a hidden meaning behind that?
No, it
Atmos.
means atmospheric. So he's what he's done. He's what he's done is he's done that thing that
Oh,
some
bleeding.
people
Okay.
do. Some people do with swearing kind of thing. There was a guy I used to know where I grew up, and we used to call him Johnny Swearword, because he used to chop words up. He used to chop words up to put swear words in the middle of it. So it wasn't, it wouldn't have been Texas. It'd been Tex effing us,
Yeah.
or it wouldn't be Houston. It'd be Hugh.
So it's comparable
Yeah.
to abso-freaking-lutely.
Absolutely, you get the idea. So we used to call him Johnny. We used to call him Johnny Swearword. But you can figure out what the word is, and there's a little bit of that there.
Okay, that threw
Um,
me off that there was no space or hyphens in there. Okay,
yeah, but
anyway,
it's
back
pretty
to you.
cool. Though. I mean, it's pretty cool. Randy, I'm gonna make a mess of Boshin, I think.
Boshane. Yep.
Tell your wife to put the Xbox away and draw the pilot hose for you in your next project. It'll correct the bandwidth and save your arm, he says.
Well, I want to
Uh,
live, so go ahead.
Jeff Robinson says, Dale, what is the average Christmas dinner over there? Well, when growing up, Christmas dinner would be turkey, uh, roast potatoes. It'd be really, really similar, I guess, to what you guys have in the US. I used to live in the US for a while, up in Ohio. So really, really similar. Some UK stuff is specific. Christmas pudding over here is very specific.
I love
Mince
pudding.
pies over here, and a few other things, kind of thing. But most households, I mean, I'm sure it's true in the US, kind of thing. You kind of all get together. You can all have the swap presents, kind of thing. Everyone kind of settles down at the table. You start eating, and as the dinner goes on, the fight inevitably breaks out at some
Yeah.
point, kind of thing. It's not Christmas dinner until the Family Feud is aired again. I'm sure it's true everywhere, kind of thing. Whatever it was, what I mean. Mary says, what I mean. Oh my God, this is the case. Every year you bring this shit up, and this kind of stuff. So
he
yeah,
meant
it's a Christmas dinner.
he meant crap.
No, no, no. I definitely meant that word. I feel that word in the UK is family friendly.
No.
It's a billboard. It's really a global thing you've got going, Charles. Roll with it. Pano Media. I agree. I don't draw my own images. I use Charles. Yes, sir.
I'm gonna go a little bit off the line here because I drew it a little bit wavy. Not too far though. There's the leg of his glasses, so it kind of has to be somewhat straight.
It was true. What you said earlier was so true. There's only a few spots on a portrait or on any artwork you do. And they say what's the phrase they say? You see the soul of someone is in their eyes or something like that.
Yep.
And we home in on the eyes as people. We home in on the eyes a lot.
Yep. Windows to the soul.
Absolutely, that's the phrase I was looking for. So John Hope asks, "Whereabouts in Scotland are you?" I was born south of Glasgow. I was born in a place called Irvine, which is in and around Royal Troon, where all the golf comes from. Where golf was kinda invented, the home of golf from a world perspective. It's about, I don't know,
I
25
didn't
miles
know
south
that.
of Glasgow. Um, but I've lived kind of very north of Scotland, so my accent's a little bit softened.
A
Um,
little bit.
a little bit, little bit. Oh, believe me, Charles, if you hear me after I've spoken to my brother for a little while, you would not. And you already can't really understand me, but you'd need subtitles when we're talking. That's how bad it would be. So yeah, sort of in and around Glasgow, I guess. John was where I was originally from. But right now I live just outside London, mostly for work. I live quite close to Jamie Page. And Jamie Page will tell you he lives in Kent in England, but he really lives in France. Don't let them tell you anything else.
I hope someday, like Jamie did, I hope you can come to the U.S. because I'd love to meet you in person.
I mean, this is last year. Last year, actually, yeah, this year. This is the first year I haven't been back to the US in ages. In November 2018, I was in Boston. I spent a bit of time in Boston. Spent a lot of time in Texas. And around Dallas, Fort Worth, Houston,
That's only
way
an hour
down
and a half
there,
from me.
way down the bottom though. Also down in Corpus Christi, right down the bottom.
Well, next time you're in Dallas Fort Worth, by
Yes,
golly.
sir. That's practically local in the grand
Yeah.
scheme of
Well,
things.
hour and a half. Yeah, not bad
Yeah,
at all.
I mean, it's Texas. An hour and a half is what you drive to get to the local store, right?
You ain't lying. I drove 10 hours once, just almost to Oklahoma. That was from
Really,
Central Texas. Yeah.
the longest I've driven. So the two longest two car journeys I've done in the US. I once drove from Fullerton in California, kind of all the way up the coast to Seattle, which was awesome. And then down from New York all the way down to Raleigh, Durham, down there in North Carolina. Those are the kind of longest journeys I've done in the U.S. And you see so much. It's the best way to see the U.S. To be fair, get in a car and go drive around, meet folks.
Yep. I would love to have an RV. The odds of me traveling more would happen if I had an RV.
Absolutely. John Hope says, "Know where you are. I'm in Newcastleton in Scottish Borders. Are you really, John? John, in which case, a fellow Scot, thank you so much. In which case you'll understand me and everyone else here doesn't. So, I mean, can you please type in type in subtitles if anyone gets confused? Leonard Davis says he lives about 1 hour from Boston. Do you really? Like I said, I spent a lot of time there. I used to do some much my career, like I say, is IT. And from that perspective, I spent a lot of time in and around Boston for all the right reasons.
Yeah,
Not so
without
so.
Dale, I'd be even worse off technology wise because my computer was doing weird crap, and yeah, he's helped me a few times.
All that was going on is Microsoft threw a spanner in the works and had OneDrive shoveling stuff up. And I'm wondering if something like that's going on right now. If something's uploading in the background, and
Yeah,
we might want to have a bit of a look.
there's almost nothing on this laptop, but yeah, you could be right.
Something in the house uploading something. Maybe that's kind of where my head's at.
Yeah. The wife uses the laptop for work, so
It could be her. Her laptop could be syncing some stuff. All fun stuff. We need to do some way to let you turn on a little block for a while to stop her
yeah.
doing stuff while you're
Or
live.
for what it's worth, she doesn't have a laptop. We share this one, so that's why on Fridays it's hard for me to do live streams. But
Cool.
she does have an Xbox, and that can be texting, I guess.
Could be.
All right. But I ain't gonna get between a person and their games. Yeah, I figured out this laptop was pretty basic when I went to hardwire it in. It didn't even have a port for it, so I had to go out and buy an adapter. But there again, financial priorities.
How many cuts do you think Santa will take?
I have no idea. I'm a terrible guesser, so I'm sorry I can't give an answer on that. I think it should go pretty quick though because I'm pausing less often between cuts like I usually do. I have no idea. I'm not a good guesser when it comes to counting or measurements or estimations on time. I don't know any of that. Because if you'd have told me that basic portrait I work on the other night was going to take 6 hours, I wouldn't have believed you.
Really?
Yeah.
So the lives that we're doing right now on a Sunday, we're trying to keep the pattern simple enough to kind of do in an hour and a half.
Yeah.
And they're okay. I mean, they're okay for that. It's you don't get to finish them. properly. If you know what I mean, you're not getting the finish because they are really simple. They're kind of, X number, very very few pilot holes, very very single cuts and all that kind of good stuff. But that's all we're doing with that right now. Very simple. Nothing is complicated and as artistic as where you're at, sir.
Yeah, if you want to specify and let folks know the details about your Sunday live streams, feel free.
So yeah, so we're live at 3 p.m. UK time. So that's kind of, I think, 8 or 9 a.m. Eastern Standard. I think it's 9 a.m. Eastern Standard.
Yeah, 6 hours
Um,
earlier.
Feel free to pop in. This week we're doing. What are we doing this week? Ren and Stimpy. This week is Ren and Stimpy. Should take about an hour and a half, 2 hours, and we're going to try to take it to completion. Complete with framing. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. Depends how much talking I do or how much beer I drink. Anyway, we'll see how that works out. Harnell Media, Steve says, could be the newest Windows update. They just did one. And that's kind of where my head was at, Steve. They kind of threw a spanner in the works for Charles when they made that change that had OneDrive uploading all the copies of the desktop and the documents automatically, and that threw a spanner in it, and it really hurt the bandwidth consumption that Charles had. So we made a little tweak to calm that down. Could be something like that, maybe.
You saved me on that one.
Yeah, it was a good guess, I think.
Yeah. Even one of my cables was bad, wasn't it?
Yeah, one of your cables was bad. It was good guess, but that in itself wasn't really the core. It was just Microsoft changing the rules of the game and you not knowing they were doing it.
Yeah, I like having the OneDrive, but for it to be mandatory and having to turn it off is a little bit of a pain. But it works well.
Yeah. Oh, good. Julian Martinez has just messaged, not on in the chat, so just says he's catching up on the Mandalorian right now, kind of thing. But he says hi, Charles.
Howdy. Julian is 1/5 of the Team Squirrel Saw show host. As soon as we get that going. Yeah, I very vaguely touched on it with Wesley Balco, saying I don't know to what extent, but I know me and Jamie discussed bringing you in, but we got to talk amongst everybody so we can all keep each other in the loop.
It's a great idea. The chat. I mean, we've kind of I put myself in the beginner bucket. I think it's probably I'm being a bit unkind on myself, but I put myself in the beginner bucket, and there's some grandmasters. There's the likes of yourself. There's the likes of yourself and Sterling who are awesome. There's obviously Jamie and Wesley who are experts. So we could get a good mix going on.
And the fact, it sounds like I'm trying to be funny, but also we have the, for lack of a better word, the reach. I mean, y'all are in the UK. Jamie's in Baltimore, Maryland. Me and Wes are in Texas. It's just a good.
It's good stretch.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
And there are things different about scroll saws in general in the UK. I mean, even brand names and stuff like that. Just all kinds of things. But yeah, I'm looking so forward to it.
So Steve says, does he get to sue for Team Scroll? So I guess it depends on which domain name we're talking about, Steve. Anything that ends anything that says teamscrollsaw.co.uk, I think you might want to have a look at the records for that. I guess it depends where we register.
Oh Lord, that's funny. What does what? do I get to sue for Team Scroll? So that's funny. Right? Good old Steve. He's a good feller. Apparently, Jamie's laundry's taking longer than necessary.
Well, you wonder what he's done to it that's taken so long. I mean, so
yeah,
I have a vision of a woolly jumper that's been put in at too hot a temperature that's now shrunk. Yeah. I have the idea of the eater of socks. The eater of socks has eaten half the socks that he put in, so he can't match any up.
Yeah. Well, if he does the live feed right, we won't see his feet.
No. He comes on camera with his feet out, kind of thing, and that might be quite disturbing. I have no idea whether Jamie has what Jamie's feet look like. I mean, we may find out that he is in fact a hobbit. I have no idea. I mean, I'm not sure where that came from. Well, Jamie, sorry.
We're random around here. I got to meet Jamie in Atlanta, Georgia, a couple of years ago, and his feet look looked normal that I could see. I didn't see him bare, but maybe he had all this Hobbit stuff squished into his shoes. I haven't gotten to meet Julian yet, or you. So we'll get.
It's the first time I'm over that way, kind of thing. I mean, I've definitely there's no version of this story that time won't be made to make that trip. It'll be
Absolutely.
quite fun.
Very much looking forward to it. I was trying to figure out what Steve meant by suing Team Stroke.
Steve obviously very kindly looks after so much, and makes so many people's lives so much better, and helps them out so tremendously.
Yeah,
Steve obviously looks after I think Jamie's website and obviously the Team Scroll Saw domain, which is
yeah,
absolutely key and extraordinarily helpful and very very kind.
very, very.
There was an opportunity to buy a whole bunch of domain names on the cheap. So I bagged a whole bunch of anything that looked and smelt like Scroll Saw for the UK.
Sweet.
So I've nailed a few. They'll all wind up pointing at where we host the Team Scroll Saw website,
Very nice. Very
and
nice.
they're going to be gifted. They're going to be gifted to the team. Once we get going, I think that's kind of the plan. Just move them all over
Awesome.
there. It was just really, it's one of those sort of opportunities. Buy this now, and for 99 cents, you get 3 years worth of a domain name. Oh, we'll just buy that since I'm buying other stuff at the same time.
Why not?
And that really was it. It was like, buy 40 domain names for like $40. I'll have that.
That's pretty darn good.
I'll
Now,
have that. Well, the chance is there. Let's do that just in case this isn't there.
all right.
Oh, yeah.
13 people watching. Oh Lord, we have 13 people or 14 people watching. If y'all have any questions or comments, if they're family friendly, we will repeat them. If not, shame on you. They don't have to
Yeah.
be on topic.
It's all quiet right now. It's all quiet. Everyone's paying attention or bored or they're trying to work out what I said. One of the two. One of the three.
Oh, that's well. Every now and then, Jamie can help decipher what you're saying, and then I got
I
to decipher
feel
what he's
I
saying, and then
feel
we got to be.
JP is currently dealing with picking out to someone, his other half, Vicky's clothes out of the washing machine or something like that. And I just have visions of him coming on with a t-shirt that used to be white, is now pink or
Oh
something.
yeah, that's always
um,
fun. I'm one of these people. I do lights and darks. I've never done anything special when it came to laundry.
yeah.
I mean, yeah, if there's something new in red, I'm a little more careful. But for me, it's lights and darks. Yeah, yesterday's appointments and everything with driving on highways when I'm used to this somewhat small town. Highways in the rain. It's like, oh Lord, rush hour. Ugh,
Not fun.
was not fun. But I did get to see my daughter, so that made it all worth it. My daughter lives in Austin, Texas. I live in.
Austin. I've been in Austin quite a few times. Yeah.
Really? She
Yeah.
lives in very far north, Austin, almost Pflugerville, which is where I graduated. You may not have ever heard of that. Spelled Pfluger.
Not by that. Not by that. No, I've not by that name. So yeah.
I keep turning away to cough, and the mic is following me. I'm not thinking about that. The mic's right here by my mouth. No matter how far I turn my head,
How
it's
far you turn? So I do the flick. Whenever I'm doing it, I flick I push the mic up.
yeah.
John Hope says that's the only way to do washing light and dark.
By golly, that's male laundry.
I'm
Method.
kind of hoping one day the machine works out what I've put in. That's where I'm at.
If I want to find one that can fold, but it probably won't be affordable. I don't mind doing
Jeff
laundry
Robertson.
folding.
Jeff Robertson says he had to get his blue jeans overalls ready for the show. I think he's talking about Jamie's laundry.
Probably. Yeah, whenever I'm doing these, and I know we're gonna diagnose later, but whenever I'm doing these live streams, uh, except for when I'm sending y'all links, the only tab I have open is the live stream, the StreamYard.
Yeah, it's going to be something. I suspect it's, I think I think the camera's fine. I think the autofocus is definitely not helping. It's definitely helping that bandwidth issue a little bit. But
Yeah,
I think we're looking at something not quite 100%.
I saw a webcam on Amazon that was 100 something. I'm thinking, what does this thing do that makes it so dang expensive?
Some of those ones have that remote control that you can kind of re-angle them and turn them around,
That
but
could be
it's
worth it.
could be well. It's cool if you're going to do wide shots and things like that. You
Yeah,
kind of want to put it up high. I would like to be able to pay someone else to do ours. Yes, I hear you, John, 100%.
I mean,
Um,
if I had money to throw around, I'd probably get. I mean, it has a remote control. I would probably
yeah.
definitely get that one.
Yeah, they're quite fun. I mean, they use the silica, so they allow people to do that kind of, up high, over, overlooking the shop kind
Yeah,
of shot or something like that. So they give you that, and you can turn them around and re-angle them without having to reach up and do stuff. I kind of tackle the problem by using OBS. And unless you have more than one cam, I think you've seen that on
yeah.
the show. Um, John Hope says getting vertigo scrolling upside down.
Uh,
Yes.
that's why I try to flip it around every now and then so people can see it right side up. It's one of those visual comfort things, but I will try to do more cuts with it right side up.
Mm. And Steve from How Media says, and quite rightly so, and some of them are also 4K. Um, um,
Oh wow.
you know, um, but 4K is such an interesting topic when you kind of poke at it. I think there's a lot of the webcams that go on the PCs are quite they're interesting, but the 4K ones are definitely cool if you've got lots of hard drive space and lots of bandwidth.
Yep.
But most of us kind of just live and die on 720p and 1080p.
Yeah.
Randy Boshin says it's time to take a Dr Pepper and wash that sawdust down.
I'm not going to argue with him.
I think the
Thank you
man has
very
a
much.
point. The
By
man has a
golly.
point. You're making me thirsty here. I'm working my way through some Japanese Sapporo beer.
Really?
Yes. We have a wholesaler round quite near where we are. It's a Pan Asian wholesaler, and we go there and at this time of the year come back with a bootload of beer.
Yeah, my wife used to experiment with different beers. There was one called Buffalo Butt. Seriously.
That sounds American.
Yeah, and there was another one called Blood and
Mm,
Blood Revolver. I don't
mm.
remember. It was just weird.
Don't recall the names. This is one of those multinational kind of. It's a very much a it's a Japanese beer, but it's probably made in a brewery somewhere in the UK now too.
Yeah, me personally, I wouldn't drink something called Buffalo Butt, but that's just me.
That's just that's a view you hold.
Yeah, I mean, I, I believe I believe if I remember the stuff I read on the bottle, I was trying to figure out why it was called that. Is because
Mm.
it was in reference to something about herding buffaloes or something, and that's all you saw of the buffaloes. I don't remember the particulars because I don't research beer, but yeah,
So we have 17 watching at the moment.
sweet.
Folks on Facebook, welcome. Charles Deering is currently cutting Santa Claus.
Yeah,
However, it would be awesome if you could pop into the YouTube channel and subscribe over there, and that would really help out Charles's channel, and that'd be great.
much
If you could
obliged.
do that. I feel that perhaps tomorrow night we'll have to settle down. Myself and my wife will have to do a date night. She's never seen Die Hard.
Really?
Julian Martinez said that his wife hadn't watched Die Hard. I think it was Julian's
Yeah, yeah.
wife.
Interesting.
And I relayed this story to my wife. It turns out she hasn't seen it either. So Christmas is not Christmas without Hans Gruber falling off the roof.
I
of,
I've noticed I've grown kind of tired of those. I mean, I like uh, what's his face, Bruce Willis, but
uh,
every now and then those action packed shoot 'em up crap, it gets a little old to me. But I'm also always been really picky on movies. I don't have anything against the movies. It just
Absolutely,
doesn't
absolutely.
appeal
But
to me as much.
it's like the Goonies and the Wizard of Oz, and
Oh
what I mean, the certain movies define Christmas. If you know what I mean,
yeah,
we've got to have a Home Alone. Got to at least have Home Alone 2 and a Home Alone, I should say, or something like that. Something in there. The certain movies define the time of year. You have to watch at least one. And like I
uh,
say,
uh,
I think
on the movie topic, I think, and this won't mean a crap to anybody. I'm just making conversation, but I've found that I tend to like Western theme, as in cowboys type stuff, and
okay,
military and mob type movies.
okay, okay, okay. So Cowboys versus Aliens was your kind of movie, was it?
Actually, that was a good segue. That was a unique movie, most definitely. Not necessarily all in the same movie, but I also like a good comedy,
Uh huh.
like Bruce Almighty, Evan Almighty.
Uh huh. Uh huh.
I'm pretty
I,
diverse,
I'm
but I
really,
guess
I'm really diverse. I have a definite hankering for sci-fi,
yeah.
and I spend a lot of time in that genre. But yeah, I'm pretty diverse. I'm kind of all over the
Yeah,
place.
I mean, I sit there and listed those off, but I like sci-fi ones too. It's hard for me to. In other words, a lot of times a movie will get good reviews and it'll bore the crap out of me.
I fear the worst for this final chapter of the Skywalker saga that is the next Star Wars movie.
Uh-huh.
I'm quite I haven't liked any of the. So that's not true. Rogue One. Rogue One is an awesome movie. Go
Uh-huh.
if you haven't seen Rogue One, watch Rogue One. Rogue One is everything that the old trilogy, the very first trilogy, was modernized. I think.
Uh-huh.
Um, um, but I think the Kylo Ren and all that kind of, I mean, the old guard kind of back a little bit and handing over the reins to the youngins
Yep.
hasn't worked.
Yeah.
It's a bit like Star Wars, it's the Pepsi Max Star Wars a little bit.
Yeah. I saw an article. I didn't read the whole thing, but it talked about Star Wars fatigue. People
Yeah,
getting burned out on them. But although that being said, Mandalorian is pretty
so
popular.
it's different. It's a series though, isn't it? It's set in the
Yeah.
verse. You know what I mean, and is completely off the chart kind of thing. Very few, what you've got here is an interesting show. It's just
Yeah.
that's where Star Wars needs to live. That's where DC kind of took their stuff to the TV rather
Yep.
than try to do it in the cinema. And I think and it worked really well for Marvel with the shows that they ran for a while.
And
So
that
yeah.
and Baby Yoda stealing everybody's hearts.
So I mean there's that was that apparently the whole Baby Yoda fandom that's kind of emerged caught
Uh-huh.
Disney's marketing team on the hop, and they've had to scrabble around
Yeah.
to get it going, kind of thing.
They weren't expecting to have such popularity with them.
No, I cannot imagine how that missed them because you took one look at it and you think, "Isn't that cute?
Oh,
It's got to sell," kind of thing.
absolutely.
Jeff Robinson says, "I do like buffalo milk yogurt."
I'll take your word for it.
Steve Harnell says he likes a good comedy, like home movies. And
Oh,
John Hope says Cowboys win every time.
that'd be nice. Oh,
Yeah,
he means. I thought he meant Dallas Cowboys. Okay.
my a friend of mine who was around today, he's a Cowboys fan. So I had some fun ribbing him a little bit, and
Oh dear.
he always gives no, it's cool kind of thing. It's deliberately, you're poking the bear.
Yeah, that's what we do. By the way, anybody wondering, I'm putting Sharpie marks on the pilot holes in case I have trouble doing it by feel. I can look up under and see these black dots, and I'll know there's a pilot hole under it. Back to you, Dale.
So I use a dental thing to widen the hole a little bit.
Oh,
Again, I think I picked it up from I think it was Sterling that does it. He'll widen the pilot hole in the back so as it just finds the spot.
yeah. It's just every now and then there might be a slight bit of blowout that I didn't compensate for, so I'll I'll keep missing the hole, and every now and then I'll be trying to get it through the
The pen's a great idea.
yeah where the brad is going. Sometimes I'll try to stick it through that hole, not thinking it's a pilot hole, but it's not. Anyway,
If you don't mind, I may steal the pen idea for the live because that really shows up the holes on the camera.
I don't mind at
Oh,
all. There's give you all an idea what I'm working with here. That's the
cool.
backside.
Santa's backside. Are we still sure this is still are we sure this is still a kid show or kid friendly? Steve from Harnell Media says Baby Yoda looks just like Gizmo. You know,
Yeah,
yes,
yeah, green shirt.
there is more than a passing resemblance. So there definitely is.
Bright light.
You know, so we clearly know what happens when Baby Yoda goes out after midnight. I mean, we
Oh
know what's
Lord,
going to go down. You know, or he gets fed after midnight. You know,
that's funny. Okay, I
John
know.
Hope says, "Nice tip using the pen."
Well, thank you. Sometimes it's the little things that I don't know people will appreciate, and that's why that. Besides the fact that I like to talk, that is why I babble. I mention every decision I'm making, even if I'm changing my mind. I always try to say what I'm doing, why I'm doing it. Anyway, back to you. I don't know why I always say anyway. It's nice to know people are taking time out of their Saturday to sit and watch this show. That's kind of cool.
Well, it's absolutely my Sunday now.
Well, Sunday for you.
Absolutely my Sunday, but that's okay.
Now, because I'm a football fan, even if my team's not playing, I will. Sundays, I usually only get one live feed in, usually towards the evening. But it depends on what time I wake up. If I wake up early, I'll do an early live feed and one in the evening. But yeah, but if there's ever a day where I'll only, guaranteed only have one, it might be Sundays, but I'll try to do two. Because these,
I manage one a week, and that's about it. Really, for me, it's such a challenge to do all the setup
well,
for.
definitely for me, it's I might appreciate it more than the viewers do because it keeps me motivated. It makes me scroll longer. It's keeps me in a good mood because I like interacting with people.
For me, for me. I find that this it stops stuff not getting finished.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. Now, I keep saying it's not about the subscribers or the viewers and this
No,
and that, or meaning I'm not trying to boost subscribers and views. It's me wanting to share, but I'll admit if I was only averaging 1 to 3 viewers per session, I wouldn't be as motivated. But that being said, if I can help 1 to 3 people per live feed, that'd be cool. So
there's currently 16 watching, so
nice.
it's pretty cool. You know, it's pretty cool. I find it for me that watching them. You get bubblegum shows. Does that make sense? You know, when you're normally you're at home, kind of thing. You watch bubblegum shows when you're eating or when you're just doing something in the house, and they're not
Passing time.
shows that are the shows that used to be. You know, it's you know you're watching a rerun of Married with Children. You're watching a rerun of something on TV. You're not really paying attention to. You know, it's kind of
Yeah,
like wallpaper. One of the
yeah,
great things about really long lives is you kind of get a little bit of the same drop in, drop out live event you get at a sports
yeah.
event. You
Even
know,
for people that like scroll sawing, I get that these live feeds can be like watching paint dry, but also another benefit to these live streams is people can conversate with each other in the chat.
and that's what makes them. I mean, most of the shows that most of the lives I watch, it's you know, you turn up to say hi to other people you know. You know, you come to see what the person you're doing is making, and you really you every now and again, if you're watching, you know, someone does something and you go, wow, that was cool. What did you just do there? Like the pen thing. That's a
Yeah,
great. Herb Hooper says, yeah, I need to find something to motivate me again. Well, sometime in January, come and check out the Team Scrollsaw show. Hopefully there'll be some stuff in there, and we're hopefully going to have stuff covering stuff from across the world, not just from you know the UK and Texas, and not
U.S.
just the stuff that I do or Jamie Page does or Charles does or Sterling does. Kind of reach out into those other areas of scroll saw
And I believe
that
it'll be streaming on all of our channels, correct? In
that
real.
well, we're certainly going to have a look to do something like that. I mean, we certainly will be. I think the appetite is to be as
First.
it's about the show. It's not
Yeah,
about it's about the show and getting it into I mean the hearts and minds of everyone.
yeah. It'll be about the 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 uh, the topic of
Subject matter.
scroll calling
Yes,
is not
sir.
about us as people.
Absolutely,
We just
absolutely.
happen to be hosting it.
Yeah, because there's some real. I mean, for me, I mean, like you see people ragging on scroll saw. Um,
Yeah,
um, you see them ragging on it, and most of them I've only seen somebody doing a bad cut of a sign. They haven't seen any of the artwork you produce, or they haven't seen any of the artwork that Wes will produce or Jamie will produce. They
right.
haven't seen any of the cars or the clockwork stuff, the car stuff that Lee does. They haven't seen anything like Alex Fox produces from the point of view,
I
or
love
Nick,
Alex Fox's designs.
Nick over in I think I want to say Nick Phillip, who does all the dioramas, and the interpretive montage and stuff that Justin does from Scrosa Scribbler. It's
Yeah,
such a broad. I mean, we can also say things like the amazing the amazing Andy Burke uses a scroll saw front and center in some of the stuff he creates.
yeah.
So
And
I
a
guess
couple.
it's just sorry, please.
No, I was just gonna say a couple things for people to know is although there's gonna be like five of us hosting, it's not about us as individuals, and it's not only aimed at people that have been scrolling for a while. We encourage beginners to participate and watch.
That's the point of the show.
Absolutely. I mean, we don't want to alienate people that have been doing it, but they also understand some people need to learn from the beginning, and that's fine.
And those are the great opportunity here is for folks. I mean, certainly folks like me who are who have crossed the initial hurdle
Yep.
of getting a saw, getting in, getting starting produce material. Good, hopefully in some cases the odd good thing. But there's some people that the barrier to entry for scroll saw is quite challenging sometimes.
Yep. Okay. There's.
There's clubs all over the place for wood tunnels. Oh
Hello.
yes. Talking of barriers to entry, sir, that t-shirt isn't pink. We were discussing the possibility that all the colours had run into it, and the Vicky's underwear may have dyed your t-shirts all pink. I'm pleased.
Nah,
I'm pleased
nah.
to see that hasn't happened, or that you've
No, that's only because I
modified
was
it.
wearing it.
For
Well, that's a good point.
those that don't know, Jamie Page has just joined us, and Jamie, if you want to tell everybody where they can find you, and Jamie, appreciate you being here as well. And then after he's done doing that, we're going to go back to full screen on the scroll work, and you'll hear their voices. Go ahead, Jamie. Thank you for being here.
That's okay, sir. So you can find me on YouTube's at JP Woodwork. You can find me on Instagram at JP_Woodwork. I am 1/3 of the Makers International podcast, which can be found at makersinternationalpodcast.com. All information is there. And I'll presume you've plugged the Scroll Saw group.
Yes, sir, we have, and the potential of the new show.
Absolutely.
There we go.
And Wes has been informed, just not to the deepest degree because we were still ironing it out. But I told him.
Okay.
Okay.
All good. There we go.
Okay.
Back to now.
Herb Hooper says, "Yeah, that's what I'm going to have to do. Is learn from the beginning again because of this stroke. Oh, sorry to hear that, Herb. I hope everything's okay. It's left me paralyzed on one side, sir. Scroll saw is wonderful for as I'm sure you're well aware. It's one of those great hobbies that you can do with limited mobility. Absolutely, please. If there's anything we can do to help, you reach out, Herb. If there's any patterns you need, anything you'd like to get into, you reach out to us, and we'll do what we can."
And that's saying a lot, Herb. And number one, I sympathize with you having had a stroke. I'm very sorry to hear that. I think any scroller will tell you scrolling is mentally and physically therapeutic. It beyond words. I'll let Jamie and Dale discuss that while I'm scrolling. But yeah, it's very therapeutic, and sometimes we need a little kick in the hiney and I know I'm talking like a child. I'm trying not to cuss. We all need a kick in the rear to get motivated sometimes. So I get it. You're human. And back to you, Jamie and Dale.
I tell you, I need a kick in the rear end sometimes to stop me from scrolling because I end up getting in the zone, especially when I'm stressed and I start scrolling. I'm like 6 hours in and I'm standing up and all of a sudden I'm like, whoa, yeah. Also, look out the window and it's nighttime.
Y'all are the only two people I know that stand up to scroll.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I realize this is a family-friendly show because the opportunity for comedy from that remark is immense. It's just huge.
Well, there's definitely opportunities, but yeah, I am doing my best to make these family-friendly.
So we have 17 people across both platforms. Folks over in Facebook. We think that one of the best ways to consume the show is over on YouTube. If you would like to be informed when things are coming up and what opportunities we have, please come over to Charles's channel on YouTube. Subscribe, hit that notification button, and find out what's going on in there. We really appreciate it.
And thank you for that, Dale. Yeah, I've noticed in the last 28 days, according to YouTube, I've gained 40-something subscribers, and I appreciate it. Of course, I look, and every now and then I'll lose one or two a day, but live feeds aren't for everybody, so I get that. But any little bit of support, I appreciate it.
He's got a hell of a lot more than 3,000 subscribers.
Yes, sir. Absolutely.
One or two.
There was no complaining. I was just bringing on. I was excited that the subscriber count had gone up so much. You lose a couple every now and then, but can't please everybody. So there is gratitude there.
Hair Pooper out in the chat on YouTube says thanks from the conversation we had regarding having a stroke. We have Patrick's Workshop in the chat. Hey, hi MDS. I'm not sure who MDS is.
I know what that stands for, but I can't repeat it.
Okay. And Patrick's Workshop, haha, that's a good joke, JP.
Yeah, you like that one, did you, Patrick's?
Patrick Workshop is another longtime friend of mine. He is an acquired taste, but
my head's racing. My head's racing to try and work out what MDS means. You're gonna have to tell me later.
Just don't guess on Mike. Please.
John Hope says, "Oh yeah."
He doesn't know how to spell Maple Tree Studios.
This is okay. We'll just let's go with that. Hoser Mike says ho ho ho, Santa's on the scroll saw table. John Hope up in the north of the UK is saying, I have not been scrolling for a few days, and tonight, even with the raging cold, I went to the garage and did 3 hours work and felt way better afterwards. Yeah,
absolutely.
We all understand that. We all understand that, John. Patrick's Workshop says, "Hey, Steve."
I had a point.
That'll be high on media.
Of course, it was absolutely.
Yeah, Hoosier Mike is how you pronounce that, and I'm only saying that because Hoosier is a sports reference.
Is it really?
Yeah.
I'm going to. I thought it was something. I thought it was something else. I thought it was something else, kind of thing. Like, who's your daddy?
Oh Lord. Note to self: cut Dale off after 2 beers.
We're 4 in, mate. We're not. In this case, I'm just. I mean, I'm Scottish kind of thing. I'm merely limber. I'm mentally clearing my desk right now at 4 beers.
You're just repeating. No problem.
Someone told him to clear up.
Oh, Julian Martinez is in the Facebook chat. Hey, Julian.
What up, baby?
What's going on, Julian?
Julian Martinez is 1/5 of the soon to happen Team Scroll Saw.
Think of the devil when he shall appear.
if he would like to be on the panel, he's welcome. It's up to y'all. If you want to share the platform,
How's
I'll,
the Mandalorian going, Julian? Are we all done with the Mandalorian?
there's 7 episodes so far, I believe.
Uh,
I finally caught up to it.
we have across both platforms. We now have 13 in the YouTubes, and we have 4 over on the Facebooks.
You always seem to have the highest viewership on YouTube, which is awesome. Well, of course, both platforms are awesome for it, but yeah.
So, young Julian says he misses he in a very much in a Texas I said, Charles, I mean, I guess there's a couple of ways to read this, but I always think of it as more of a Smoking the Bandit kind of a way of saying it. He says, miss you all some, yeah. Jeff Robinson says, Herb, you need to talk to Wesley. His dad had a stroke and started back with the scroll software therapy.
Yeah,
Absolutely. That's very good advice, Herb.
absolutely.
Julian says, good. Yep, all caught up. I'm going to pronounce this wrong again. Who's Mike says, you guys are having too much fun. I want what you fellas are having, please. Well, I'm not sure what Jamie's on, but
Pepper here.
Dr. Pepper from Mr. Deering. I'm having Sapporo beer. Jamie,
Coffee.
you're having coffee.
Coffee.
My brother drinks coffee 24/7.
Do you go cold turkey when you're having coffee, Jamie? Does it
Yeah.
a little bit?
Yeah, I have it as it comes.
I know the upper arm of the scroll saw is covering up some of this detail, so I'm going to hold it up for a second and then I'll get back going. Just for those wondering, there's old Santa Claus. Unless it's not in focus, but it looks in focus to me.
Julian's on the beer. Good man. I think young Julian would like to come into the chat.
Really?
That Santa Claus is creeping me out the way he's looking at me.
Well, that means you've done it right if it looks like the eyes are following you.
So I mean, yes, absolutely. Or Jimmy, you've done something very bad, and Santa knows.
Yeah. Now, for those watching the live feed, I know y'all understand when I bring people in, I want to give them a chance to announce their or tell you about their social media, how to find them. And it's good that you're going to get to meet him because he is 1/5 of the Team Scroll Saw show soon to be happening. So if y'all want to throw him the link, let me know when he's waiting and I'll let him in.
He's in receipt of the link. What he does with it is now up to him.
All right. And
Santa's being judgmental.
the only person missing right now is Wesley Balco. But man, I'm so excited, guys. I know y'all are too. We joke a lot, but we're taking this seriously. We want it to be the next big thing, and we're going to do everything we can to make it the next big thing.
So let's just so John Hope says, "Got to quit now. We'll watch the finish tomorrow. Coffee here." John, you have a good night, sir. It's quite late here in the UK. You take it easy. Good Lord, look at what JP has on his head.
Okay, we're
getting Julian's echoey. There he is.
I know he's got a podcast Team Scroll Saw shirt.
He's got a he's got a Team Scroll Saw shirt. He also looks a little bit like he looks a little bit like a kind of Princess Leia going on with those huge cans either side of his head. Look at that.
I wear the same kind, Julian. It hides noise. So, Julian, if you want to tell people where they can find you on social media, feel free.
On the internet.
That narrows it down.
You can find me at 5x30 Workshop on Instagram. I do have a small YouTube channel as well as 5x30 5x30 Workshop. So same thing on both places.
Sweet.
And it's not out of Texas.
Yeah, Julian is one of the. He was in Texas, but I didn't know him back then, so I didn't get to meet him. It'll happen someday.
Hey,
I've met him though.
Good Lord, Union Jack. So you've gone with. I mean, does that say JP? of our IPA.
No, it's an IPA. I could make it say JPA.
Guys, I don't want to put you all on the spot, but I'm going to put you on the spot. So I guess I do want to put you on the spot. Since 4 of the 5 of us are here, do y'all want to get into goals and things, or hold off? However you want to do it. Let people know about what y'all want to do with Team Scroll Saw. If not, I mean, sorry if I put you on the spot. I just want to give y'all something to talk about besides me.
Work is on the spot.
So I think the most important topic in the whole thing is what's the T-shirt going to look like. I think that's the biggie, right?
Well, with 5 of us working on it, it's going to look pretty cool.
You know,
We'll have fun.
there's been some awesome T-shirts emerged from the stable of Mr. Page over the years, kind of thing. Mr. Page, have you had any thoughts?
I've had a couple of ideas. So I had someone design me a shirt a while ago, and I want to try and get a couple of saws if I can. So one of the saws that I want to get done is basically the insides of a DeWalt 788. Basically the do you know when you get you basically get the specs of a saw, and they basically like spread it all out and say, right, that bit's that bit, that bit's that bit, that bit's that bit.
So like a restore kind of, you know, the way the restore videos guy are like a blueprint.
It's basically like a blueprint, right? So it's basically like the inners of a saw, but and like someone's just basically thrown a saw on the floor and it's just exploded into bits.
Okay. Out in the chat, Patrick's Workshop says, "Oh wow, how many goofs can you get on one show handle?"
Well, if West Falco pops up, then we'll have 5 of them.
You know, and Harold Pooper says thanks to Jeff.
Heinel Media's just said it there. An exploded view of a scroll, but like spread out over the shirt. But do that for multiple different saws. Right.
Okay.
So there'd be that one. There'd be like a beginner scroll saw, whatever that saw is, a Hegner maybe, an Excalibur. Do that so people have a different chance for all their different saws. What was that one you come up with the other day, Charles?
Well, I'm afraid to say it because somebody might steal it. Never mind. We're talking about it, so they can't steal it because they know we're talking about it.
That's how I scroll.
Yeah. Well, I was going to say either that's how I scroll or something, and then that's how I scroll. But yeah.
Something scroll.
Something scroll.
Yeah.
I might have just created a T-shirt right there. Something that's how I scroll.
Yeah, and obviously we've already got one in the Team Scroll Saw group. That just says it's a
scroller
thing.
It's a scroller thing you wouldn't understand.
Which I still don't understand it.
Well, we might need to rethink that 1/5 of the Team Soul Scroll.
Actually, I haven't posted it yet, but would y'all like to see the finished image of I think it's called Itachi something Neuro? I don't know, something like that.
Looks pretty good. Yeah, sir. Really liking it.
Hi, Ash.
Oh,
that's the cat. One of them.
I hope that's the cat.
Yeah.
Oh, baby Yoda behind you.
Huh?
Scrolling I am. There we go.
Yeah.
There's only two.
There's a few designs. Obviously, we need to come up with a logo as well for Team Scroll Saw.
Yeah.
So we need to come up with that as well.
I know I speak for all of us, but I'm so excited to be starting this venture, and I really do think it's as seriously as all of us are taking it. It's going to go somewhere.
Yeah.
That was a bad time to laugh, but okay.
No. It's just because I know how much of a goof we all are.
Oh, absolutely, and so does the public.
I hope they do.
No, I'm excited.
Yeah. So a load of goose. It will probably go south.
There's little details.
You know, Texas is pretty safe. You know.
I never created that group thing on Messenger. We need to do that so we can iron out the little details, like a preference of day and time, because Jamie and Dale are in the UK, so it's got to be at a reasonable time their time.
I'm a fan of anytime Saturday, Sunday. That works awesome for me. During the week, the commute from the central London means that all bets are off from being able to make the show.
Yeah,
if that
me
makes sense.
and Julian are football fans, or Dallas Cowboy at least.
Mhm.
So Sundays
So
are out.
you're not football fans then?
True football, real football.
Yeah,
Not-
real,
or
not
should we say foosball?
Oh, yeah,
Should we say
real
foosball?
football. So that would be where you use your feet and you don't carry it.
well, I know.
Right,
The
right.
hand-
I mean,
the
I mean
handbrake
that's I mean that's a thing, right? I mean, use your feet all the time, and you don't kind of just kick it once, like in a game. Oh,
Hey, at least we have somebody who can actually kick now.
Yeah, for now.
there's a thing. And what was the other thing about American
a
football?
soccer player.
Yeah, it's the armor. I mean, there's a thing going on there. I mean, what's
armor.
that all about?
Because we don't want to break any more bones than necessary. I forgot what my point was. It was kind of important. Oh, I was thinking, and I'm just thinking out loud for the sake of the audience and y'all, Saturdays at 3 p.m. because it gives y'all a reasonable hour to start. Y'all are 6 hours ahead of us, so that would be 9 p.m.
That kind of works. We can.
That would
That kind of works. Yeah, it kind of works for us. Jeff Robinson, returning to the plot. Jeff Robinson out in the chat. The anatomy of a scroll saw on the front and the anatomy of a lathe on the back of the T-shirt. Jeff, I think there's definitely I love where you're coming from, man. That bridging of the two parts of of some of the hobbyist community, the lathe and the scroll saw together. I see where you're coming from. It's a noble, wonderful outlook you have going on there, but there is no version of this story that we would ever live that down.
Yeah. No
I was
way we
saying,
can do it.
I was going to say it as politely as possible. That's a neat idea, but it ain't happening.
You know, it's just about the only way you can make it worse is put Team Scroll Saw, Team Turner, and Team Router all in the same shirt.
Don't forget Team Laser.
Oh, good lord! No, we don't want to talk. Team Laser sounds like I mean, it sounds like I mean, what was that show? Is it what is it? America?
Team
What
America.
was it? South Park. That was it. Team America, was it?
Team America World Police.
Yeah,
Oh,
that
American
one.
Gladiators. Yeah.
Yeah, no. I definitely mean the South Park guys did it. What was it?
Oh,
Team America, something like that.
Team America World Police.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I know what you mean. Yeah.
You know the movie. Whenever someone says Team Laser, it just conjures up that idea of.
Oh no! You're thinking of Dodgeball.
No, I'm definitely thinking about the South Park movie with the puppets.
Yeah, I know what
Where-
you're talking about. It is
Team America.
it is something like
Yeah,
Team
Team America World
yeah.
Police.
Yeah, that one. Team Laser. We can't put Team Laser on it. You know.
So the last person I'll bring in is if Wesley Balco joins us and is able to join, I will bring him in. That way, y'all will at least be verbally hearing the whole Team Scroll Saw team.
I've
Excuse
actually
me.
never met Wesley. I've always wanted to.
Really?
'Cause I know he's treated you very well. So
Yeah, he's a dang good friend. Every one of y'all are.
I mean, except for putting Cowboys suck. That's kind of an offense that I can't
That
take.
stank. That was rude. He wrote it on.
No, it's not. It's not, guys. I mean, you're looking at this wrong. I feel. Okay, what you're doing is you're not interpreting. What he's doing is he's helping you have a reality check. I mean, he's reaching out for you. He's helping
We're Cowboys fans. We don't need reality checks. We know what we are.
Yeah. Thank you, Julian. Oh Lord, I'm not tired. I'm not. When I'm low on sleep is when I start cracking up and crying. But
I
Yeah,
wish I had some
Jamie's
glasses
trying.
right now.
glasses.
Yeah.
What, like to pour beer into? I hope, or wear on your face.
No, to wear on my face. Kind of cockeyed a little bit.
Okay, I'm confused.
There's across both platforms, Charles. You have 19 viewers.
Sweet.
Nice.
Right after you said that, it dropped to 17.
Yeah, but you know,
I'm kidding.
There's a moment in there. Just for a moment, you did.
So it's like, what did I say? All right.
So t-shirt, exploded view of a scroll saw, a series of scroll saws.
Yeah, then that's how I scroll.
That's how I scroll. Yeah.
Yeah.
But we definitely have to have. Oh yeah, somewhere on it.
No. I mean, it'll be a conversation starter, but kind of for the wrong reasons. The time Charles Deering lost it on a live show.
I like the time Jamie made Charles lose it.
What time?
Oh,
I
out in
was.
the chat. Out in the chat, we have Mr. Balco himself,
Hey.
Wesley.
Oh Lord, Wesley, are you able to join us?
Patrick,
Well,
we don't care about your CNC.
And I've got a T-shirt for Patrick. It says "Ask Scroll."
Family friendly.
so I'm a huge. It's a word that's used commonly in the UK. It's perfectly family friendly. The 3-year-olds learn that. It's kind of mom, dad, or you know. Patrick, well, I mean, I'm a huge fan of CNC. I absolutely think it's got a place in the world. I used to write code for them back in the day. However, I feel that the what you've got there is a printer, mate. Requires no talent to do anything, but you need to get in there and get the programming done, and that's where the artistry comes from folks like Charles and those guys out there.
I think CNC's got a place as well. It's called
100%.
kindling. It's called kindling.
By golly, do y'all mind throwing Wes the link? He says he can join us he can chime in for a moment.
Cool. I mean, I'm a huge fan of four axis. 4-axis CNC. I think there's so much we can do with that. So many interesting things we can make with that. But
Patrick's
there's an element,
workshop.
there's an element of scale and an element of I think for me, Scroll Saw brings an element of artistry and an element of therapy. I feel. Anyone else?
Yeah, no, therapy definitely.
100%, and I need therapy.
I think we all need it.
Has
And
anybody
said
sent?
nothing.
Has anybody sent Wesley Balco the link?
JP, do you want to reach out?
Yeah, I can do it.
Is that a snowman in your head?
What?
Jamie has a snowman on his head.
Oh, yeah, that means
I don't get to see any of this. Why am I not seeing
Yeah,
it?
so Charles has obviously got the master console for
that's why.
streaming.
Yeah, I can't. I don't know how to get just Jamie on the screen for y'all to see that, because I don't know which icon represents which person. So we'll try
Click
different
stuff. Click stuff.
Click stuff.
There we go.
There we go.
My word, JP. What
That's
the
just
heck?
that's cute.
Does that make you like a collection of snowflakes? Really, does it, Jamie?
All right.
It's an observation rather than
I'm gonna keep throwing it out there because I'm persistent. Has anybody given Wes the link yet?
I've sent it to him.
Oh, okay. So I'll watch for him to show up. So I'll hold off on scrolling until he's got the chance to introduce himself.
Do you have a Christmas jumper to go with that, JP?
No.
No?
You need one.
I have a sequin onesie.
I'll get ready to mute myself though.
Hold on. Whoa, wait, back up. Sorry, Charles, what was that?
I was wondering if anybody heard that. I said I have a sequin.
I heard it.
I have a sequined onesie. That would be cute. And you know me. I would get on camera with that because I'm that weird.
We used to have to wear a uniform. One place I used to have to do some work in this uniform. This uniform. And if you didn't wear so Chad said Patrick's workshop looks like a snowman crapped on JP, and Patrick's workshop saying he's saying good night, fellas. Thank you Patrick so much for coming in. What was I going to say? Yeah, so you used to make us wear the uniform all the time, and if you didn't wear the uniform, you had to come into the site, come into work, wearing a onesie of the team's choice. So folks had to travel all the way from home wearing them. There he is.
Ladies and gentlemen,
there I am. Hello, everybody.
Yeah, other than my face, y'all are now seeing the whole Team Scroll Saw staff, so to speak. And Wesley, please feel free to tell everybody where they can find you on social media and just in general. By golly.
Right now, you can find me far, far away from home. Once I get back to my shop, I'm in the great big tiny town of Alvin, Texas.
Near Houston.
On Facebook, that is the Scroll Saw Cafe. on YouTube, which I have not seen in over a year, is the Scroll Saw Cafe. And on Instagram, we are the Scroll Saw Cafe.
That is motivation right there. I have not
And
seen it over a year.
if you don't do any of the above, you can send me an email at thescrollsawcafe@gmail.com.
Is it the scrollsawcafe@gmail.com or
I'm
just
sorry.
Scroll Saw Cafe?
There's no "the" in there. It's just Scroll Saw Cafe.
Well, all right. Y'all are all pretty, but I'm going to go ahead and throw it back to the scrolling window. But
Oh, shut.
It works for me. I'm not sure you know.
I'd rather look at that than myself. So
thank you for watching, Patrick, by the way. All right. So now we got the whole Team Scroll Saw together, and maybe we can all, of course, I was going to say maybe we can all actually get together and talk specifics, but yeah, time zones are different.
Yeah.
So, T-shirt. We're talking about T-shirt. Exploded scroll saws. What do you think, Wes? What would be a good T-shirt topic? Other than, oh yeah.
what about, can we try to get the sound of a? How do you spell the sound that the scroll saw makes? How do you go?
How do you spell it? You go ST.
Sounds like Woody Woodpecker on speed.
Good Lord. Scroll Saw sounds like heaven, baby.
Yeah, it does.
Now,
that's so poetic.
as far as the T-shirt, I am wearing my "Keep Calm and Scroll On" T-shirt as we speak.
Awesome.
And I started the whole scroll on thing, mister.
I started the whole pull your finger.
Yeah. Good old Jamie.
I really haven't talked to Jamie much either lately.
Ain't you lucky?
No, I missed you, buddy, when you were in town. Kind of in town. I mean,
Jamie's hat. So Jeff Robinson out in the chat says Jamie's hat reminds him of the old S&N show Coneheads.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Dan Aykroyd.
Yep.
Yeah, I could see that. I cannot think of any of the punchlines from the show, but yeah, I can see that.
France. We come from France.
So if anybody on Facebook or YouTube has any questions or comments for me or anybody on the panel, feel free to throw them out there, and please keep them family friendly.
Charles, I do have a question for you.
Oh dear. Oh, come on now. No. I'm not scrolling slow, so hold that one back. What else?
That's it. I was going to ask what's taking so long.
Good Lord. You think you know who your friends are?
No. Legitimate question. I'm just chiming in. So, how many are you cutting here? Are you doing a 2 or a 3 stack?
Just a single, because I just wanted to do it to have some content on the live feed. Unless somebody wants it, it'll just sit here.
Well, I thought it looked like you were going a little faster than normal. But I thought, I have been drinking eggnog this evening, so I thought I might be playing tricks.
Well, I am trying to reduce my own babbling, or at least babble while I'm scrolling.
What size spiral are you using?
Number 5, flat-ended Flying Dutchman.
You can't use anything smaller than a number 3. You can't see it.
That's currently what I have in mind right now is a number 3 modern geometry.
That'd be a Pegasus.
Pegasus, yeah.
I've got a number 5 flat Pegasus.
Holy crap, guys! I feel like a number 1 spiral is huge.
Yeah,
What do you cut with aughts?
I'm using triple and double aughts. Yeah.
Jesus, I tried a double aught and I broke 2 blades and stopped because I was like,
yeah, I break blades way too much. Nature's calling me. There's certain things I can't do on a live feed, so I'm gonna put y'all back on the screen and let y'all babble.
Oh God, no! Just leave Santa setting. Leave Santa setting and leave us off cam.
We'll go. Ah, crap! I forgot I was attached to the damn thing.
I was not prepared to be on camera.
Yeah. None of us were. None of us should be.
Okay, after this cut, I'm gonna step away for about 30 seconds, and y'all do whatever you want, except for
Because
not
if you let Jamie on camera, kind of thing, Jamie's little friend shows up. I'll just
I
leave
was just
everyone.
thinking that was a very quick nature call because he wasn't gone very long.
Yeah, I don't even think he got away.
I just soiled my chair. I'll be right back.
That's why he keeps Dr. Pepper bottles around.
It's not Mountain Dew.
But Dr. Pepper start coming yellow. Is that Dr. Pepper lemon?
Lime green.
Oh. Yeah, like I said, I used a double aught. I think it was a Super Skip Tooth double aught once, and I did a couple cuts on it, turned it off to go change it out, put it back on, and then it popped. So yeah, it's a little too
That's all I use anymore on my spirals. Is a 00. 00 is typically my go-to. And on a bigger piece, I will jump up to a 0 or a number 1 is usually the biggest I want to cut with, unless I'm cutting one of Charles Deering's billboards, 24 by 36.
Billboard. I'm wondering if we should do like a giveaway in Team Scroll, sort of like a glasses repair kit or something like that.
Okay, what?
Yeah.
What? Glass?
classes repaired.
No, why not? No. What we'll do is a compound cut. We'll give away a free pet and a compound cut to make spectacle frames. There you go.
Yeah, just in case one arm breaks.
Just in case one arm breaks, I mean, you can just repair them yourself. I mean, that's got to be the way to do it, kind of thing.
Oh, okay. I think I get the reference, but yeah, I didn't know what I walked into there.
Jeff over out in the chat says, "Not a monkey, but a scroll saw." Was it? I not a monkey, but scroll saw artist. Yeah, there you go.
Same
don't
thing.
All right. Leave y'all alone for 30 seconds.
Well, this is what happens when you don't take us with you.
Well, there's some things I just don't share with folks. Whatever floats your boat.
Sharing is caring.
Sword fight.
Oh, that's some good energy drink right there. I tell you what.
I tell you what.
I'll take your word for it.
I think that's my last one too, and it's almost
I think
gone.
I'm going to upset 3 Texans right now.
No, you're not, Jamie. No, you're
Sweet
not.
tea is disgusting.
Jamie's off screen. Team Scroll Saw.
I took one sip of it and I was like, yeah, pass me my Coke.
Well, there's also
I don't do
sweet
that
tea.
My tree's saying that in Texas, everything is Coke.
Well, Wesley is a Pepsi drinker, so
It all depends on where you're getting your sweet tea from. There are some that just taste like garbage.
yeah, some of them taste like practically syrup because they're so sweet.
Yeah, you don't do it that sweet.
So,
I do.
the sweet tea that I got was, I never realised it was basically like the tea that we serve, but cold and with ice. I thought it was like the stuff like Lipton ice that we so it was like peach flavour or something like that.
I don't like flavored tea, just tea.
Nah.
Oh, I like peach.
So the stuff that we serve is basically makes me gag.
Oh,
Cup
really?
of tea. You want cup of tea?
Well, I don't get it because
And you wonder why we threw it in the harbor.
You folks over there drink your coffee like you do tea, and you drink your tea like we drink coffee.
Yeah.
Tea is
Y'all
supposed to
are
be on, tea is supposed to be on ice, and coffee is supposed to be hot, not tea.
Mm-hmm.
But hot cocoa, we might all meet in the middle on.
The
Well,
only
I
way
hope
I
so.
want a glass of hot tea is if I'm drinking a hot toddy.
Hot
That'll work.
toffee.
Hot toddy over here means something totally different.
Oh dear.
I think you meant hot toddy, but we're all good.
Family friendly reminder.
Yeah. Hot toddy over here means something completely different.
Abandoned ship.
Yeah. Abort.
Abort. I'm out.
Pull back from the comment, man. Pull back.
What did I create? Oh God.
You didn't. Me and Julian did.
I didn't do anything this time, did I?
Yeah.
That's a guilty conscience right there. I didn't do anything, did I?
It wasn't
With me, you never know.
We started Team Scroll Store.
Oh,
That
Loser Mike out in the chat says you guys need to start up a scrolling quartet.
What?
Scrolling quartet.
Do
Kind
we?
of barbershop quartet type thing.
Oh, yeah. I'm not very good of I'm not very good of a singer.
I don't know if I am or not, but I like to.
Hey, I'm not a very good scroller either, but I keep doing it.
Scroll on my buddy, scroll on my honey.
Oh my God, thank you. Sorry.
Hey, that's pretty good.
Thank you.
Very much.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Mama.
It's
Scroll
pretty
on.
good, but let's. It's pretty good, but let's stick with scrolling.
All right, kiss
Yeah.
on.
Yeah, I'll definitely
kidding,
do that.
I'm kidding.
I know. I'm just messing with you. All right.
I'm messing with you.
One quartet. Well, actually, there's 5 people, so that would be a. What is this 5?
I'll tell you what,
To play the
Charles.
piano.
A pentet?
That would be a Cinco quartet.
Charles, you're in luck. I'm planning on coming back over to the States in July, so I can finish that off for you if you want.
That was the last time we were all together. I don't know why. It was just suddenly we never heard from Jamie again. It was just weird.
Where are you going to be coming to, Jamie?
He's messing with me.
I'm going to New York.
New York State.
In
Oh.
reference to how slow I
Oh
should-
yeah, we need to talk about that, Jamie.
Oh yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
You need to get cracking on red.
I should be coming over with Dale. If all goes to plan.
That's the plan.
No.
We were
no,
just
I will
talking the other
defend
day.
Charles.
Yeah?
I'll defend Charles and say he'll be finished by May because he's
Stop.
only a single stay.
Hey, it took me a lot longer to do that Itachi one than I thought it would. Mainly because I just go slow.
Let's just be grateful he hasn't got to do Santa's sack.
Santa's
Nice.
what? Sack?
Now his screen is a little blurry for me.
You know,
but
I
what
can.
does
I mean, I
that say?
can't hear him, but I can see Jamie leaning into the camera, wetting himself, laughing. I mean,
I heard the laugh and I know what that laugh means. That laugh comes with visions.
I must have missed something, but keep it family friendly.
Oh,
yeah, he was simply saying a more broader. I mean, just of Santa, perhaps including his sack of presents, was what we were talking about. Charles.
Okay.
I feel Jamie finished the sentence before he was quite there.
Yeah.
Bag of gifts.
Yeah.
There we go. Jeff says, there we go. Jeff has come back with the full sentence, which is, quoting him precisely, it says, "I am not a monkey, but a scroll saw artist is an idea for a t-shirt."
I've
I
been
like that
called worse.
because it's the trained monkeys that run.
I'm a sculptor artist. What's your superpower?
Put a million monkeys in a room kind of thing and get a scroll saw pattern. That's kind of what we're going at, is it?
I could edit all our faces on the monkeys that go speak no evil, hear no evil, scroll no evil.
Well, that gets 3 of us in. What's 2 others going to do, kind of thing?
I can think of something.
What we're looking for is more like that kind of. Have you guys seen the video for Basement Jacks? Where's your head at? Oh, there's one. There's one to look up on YouTube, kind of thing. Basement Jacks, where's your head at? Put the monkeys. See if you can do that with the monkeys, Jamie.
Right, let's have a look at it.
Better turn your volume down.
Oh no, I've got headphones in. What is it? Let's go.
Basement Jacks, where's your head at?
Alright.
And it's even better if you can find the House of Pain and Basement Jacks mashup. That's really cool.
Oh yeah, I see it.
Yeah,
I can already see the video. Yeah.
yeah. See where it's going?
Excuse me.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, just like that. That sounds so pretty.
Guess we could come up with a T-shirt for Charles that says, "I'm going to make a career out of this."
What was the image I had earlier?
Watch out! He's making a curved line. He's coming into the straightaway. He's making another curve.
Wesley,
Back to right.
Wesley, you need to do that like a NASCAR commentator. Yeah.
When the
He's
blade
making
breaks,
another
crash.
right turn.
When the blade breaks, crash and turn 2.
You can do it like NASCAR. He's got
Bring it in. Bring it in.
Going
The pit, his blade's gone. Bring it in. Bring it in.
I do like that because every time I see him break a blade, that's what I say. And he broke another blade, folks.
You can do it like NASCAR, and he's going left, and he's going left, and he's going left.
Except for the road courses.
Something's gone terribly wrong there. The tire came completely off the car.
Then he goes, "Hello, darkness, my old friend."
That's
It
when the
sucks
live
to
feed
be with
ends.
you again.
Who needs friends
Now
when
you,
you've
you're
got these guys?
Charles. Your video's a little fuzzy for me, but what does that say? Is that 23 by 21 and 3/4?
21 by 21 3/4.
21. Okay, I couldn't tell if it was 21 or 23.
The one I just did is the biggest piece I've done so far. That's only
What
14 by
what was
13,
the
I
size?
think.
14
Is
by
that it?
13.
Yeah, and that's actually not even the whole thing. That was just the piece itself. Well, that was just the backer board, or the whole board itself. A little smaller than that.
Herb Hooper out in the chat says, "Thanks, guys, for the good laugh. I really needed that tonight." Herb, it was our pleasure.
Appreciate you watching too, sir.
Glad we can help
Yes,
out.
sir. Yes, sir.
Because we're all so darn good looking.
I was
Yeah,
going to
all
say,
we
I don't
can
know
see
if
is
he's talking
Santa.
about when they brought me on camera or something we said.
The reason
We're
why I
also
say we're
good
good
look-
looking is because we're not being shown.
Yeah, I was about to say we're all so good looking. We don't want to show ourselves.
He should be.
I'll take the trophy for the ugliest one.
No,
I'll
I
fight you
reckon.
for it.
All right,
I reckon
you've
I'll
done-
fight you for it. Yeah. Arm wrestling. There we go. Scroll saw arm wrestling.
There you go. Then I'll make the trophy.
As long as it's not
Oh.
turned, we'll be all right.
Now back
I'm a scroller. I don't
Back to-
bleed.
you lie. My biggest piece was
Speaking
24
of
by 26.
speaking of
Cat-
trophies, did you see
Oh.
that PewDiePie opened up Bobby Duke's trophy that he sent him?
Who?
PewDiePie, the guy that's got 100 odd million subscribers.
You as down with the kids and all that, you know? I have no
Yeah.
idea who you're talking about.
PewDiePie is like the most famous YouTuber.
No idea who you're talking about.
Have
Sounds
they
like-
not heard of 5x30? That dude's pretty cool. He's legit.
Yeah, he's legit. Rumor has it he's a cat castle in his living room.
Yeah.
He's somewhere around here. Ash is somewhere around here.
And a gate that the dogs get over.
Oh, God.
At least one.
Yeah, Gunner ain't getting over that anytime soon. He's too big.
He's a bit of a joker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just lays there. Batman.
That's how when they ask me it's funny that it's when folks in coffee shops ask me what my name is, put in a coffee cup. pick a superhero name. You know what I mean? Kiss and she asks, what name shall I put on this? Yeah, Batman. Put Batman in the coffee cup when you say, and they get it done, and then they go coffee for caramel latte for Batman.
I've done that. Me and my foreman were out one day. We grabbed coffee, and they were like, "What's your name?" I was like, "Batman." My foreman just looked at me and goes, "No, he's Robin." So I made them make his name Robin.
Yeah, that works too. The other one is like, so say what's the name? What's the name you want to put in the drink? Yeah, put double macchiato. That's what I want you to put in the drink. Go on, then write it. Write it with your big pen. Write it in the coffee cup. Go on, do it. Do it now. How about I just put double on it? No. I need another beer.
Get that one here shortly.
How long do you think it'll take you to finish Santa?
No
The popular opinion's May right now, Charles. I mean, what's the
of which year? If we're being honest. With any luck by Christmas.
Next year.
Yeah. Okay, I challenge everybody to come up with a Charles Deering compliment. Just saying.
But you know what? It may take you a year, but it's going to be great.
Charles.
It's going to look great.
Well, thank you so much, Julian.
Charles Deering compliment?
I'm afraid.
Your panel members are awesome.
Your tasting friends is awesome. There you go. That's the one, isn't it?
Those were good comebacks. I deserve that. What did you say, Wes?
Probably hi, everybody.
Thank you, sir.
Suck up.
Hey, Charles, Cowboys are
And I
going to
will
the Super
say-
Bowl.
Yeah, buddy. Well, at least the playoffs. If I'm being realistic, because they're playing the Eagles, they make it to the playoffs. But I'm not real confident about the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I know.
So
We have to say at least once a year.
Yeah.
folks, we've got 10 folks watching out in the chat on YouTube.
So do they
we've
not
got
have
6
anything to do?
We've got 6 thumbs up. If you really like what Charles is doing, can you hit that thumbs up, please? You know what I mean? It really makes a difference and really helps Charles out a lot.
Like you said.
Why are these people watching us? I mean, what else do they have to do?
Well, sometimes we all need downtime or to notice that other people have it worse than they do. Poor Charles. What is he doing?
Well, I spent all the time I could. I had to step away from the family for a minute.
So are you leaving us, Wes? Or you were saying
no,
you
that's
get
why.
back to the family?
No, that's why I'm here. I had to step away from them for a moment.
That's what he said. Oh, I've got to go and help Charles out. It's all right, guys. I love you all, but yeah.
I love you.
Yeah.
I had to go do my team scroll. So
God. Wes, it looks tentatively like we're looking at Saturdays at 3 p.m. So if that's doable for you, Wes
4 p.m. for me then?
Yes.
Okay.
Wes has his kids on some weekends and works other weekends, so he may not be 100% available every single Saturday, but if I know him, he'll be here every chance he gets. But I won't.
If we're starting 3 p.m. on Saturdays, that will be my time. I'll still be at work, but
we can we've got a little bit
we'll make
later.
do.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't want to say later than that because we got Dale and Jamie in the UK being 6 hours ahead of us. So whatever time they're comfortable with starting, we could do that and better the odds.
Well, remember, Jamie's always on American time, so.
Yeah. So
I'm happy to go about midnight my time.
what is that here? 6 p.m. Yeah.
Yeah. If that Dale's good with that.
So I mean, for me, it's a good sweet spot. It's one of those ones that we can pretty much all get our heads around. I mean, for me, it's the best time I think we can do. We either do really late UK time, or we do it kind of that mid-afternoon thing, which I think works really well.
So You are okay with midnight your time?
Yeah, that would work on a Saturday night for me.
Okay, folks. So we've nailed down the time to 6 p.m. on Saturdays. That's all we know so far. If we come up with anything else, you'll hear it in real time.
Woohoo!
Like we are right now, real time.
By God, real good time. All right.
That Santa is looking kind of sexy.
Yeah, the
Thank you. I'm
Saturdays
on
I
that
work.
myself.
The Saturdays I work, I would be available after probably 4:30 to 5 o'clock our time.
All right. Yeah, we can
Yeah.
iron it out live. if
We,
y'all-
we want to give you a bit of time to get home and kind of chill out a bit.
and
You know,
change-
get in
Right,
a
well,
makeup
that is,
chair,
yeah,
Wes.
yeah, get into your leotard.
You know, get in a
Yeah,
makeup chair,
5
get the wig
o'clock
out.
would put me-
Draw a little character on your thumb.
Fix your glasses.
Oh no, sorry, wait a minute.
Oh,
Yes,
yeah.
that's it. That's the T-shirt. We each draw a little
There you
character
go.
on our thumbs with some kind of heading above it. We just have the thumbs, kind of thing.
That can be our mascot. The little.
There we
buck.
go. There we go. I mean, that's got to be
Team
that's got to be a
Scroll.
contender.
I'm only
That's gotta
half
be a
kidding
contender.
too because I think that'd be a cute T-shirt.
We can
Yeah.
even sell some gloves.
Well, we can get Carl Jacobson to sponsor some gloves. You know, these gloves are so good you can't cut yourself with a scroll somewhere.
Jamie, did you make him scroll whenever you were there?
No, we didn't have time to.
Oh,
I did. You know, I walked into his workshop and I couldn't even see the scroll saw. And the reason I couldn't see it is because it was hiding under a load of wood.
it was a shelf. It was a table.
Yeah, basically, yeah.
I literally just made a well, I'm gonna make a thumb screw, but I found a thumb screw and put it on mine.
Yeah, I
Online,
saw the video.
I may mess up because I'm saying this, but I just wanted to point out I've been doing a straight line with a spiral blade, and I haven't gone off the line yet.
Don't
You
sneeze.
shouldn't have spoke.
That's you.
Don't sneeze.
And right about now, folks,
Oh
is where
yeah.
Hey, here's another T-shirt idea. This is what I mean by scroll saw mojo. Like when you're in a rhythm and everything's going right, and then suddenly that blade breaks. See?
Oh,
Hey, broke another blade, folks.
That's
Hello,
ironic.
fucking smile,
Bring it
friend.
in.
See,
Bring it in. He's
What-
gonna have to pit this one in and bring it in.
that's what I was gonna say. It's ironic that it always happens when I'm gonna say it, but when I get it, I call that my scroll saw mojo. When I'm working on a straight line, I'm staying on the line, and then the blade break messes up my mojo. And ironically, it happened right as I was getting ready to say that.
wait,
Yeah,
wait. You scroll on the line?
I nailed it.
welcome to scroll sawing,
I know.
Julia.
I'm always a little off.
Yeah, people do ask that. I scroll to the waist side of a line, unless it's a single line. I have to go down the middle, but I always scroll to the waist side.
Oh yeah, that's what I tell people too. But that's a joke I always tell people. When people ask me, they're like, "Well, how do you use a spiral blade?" I'm like, "Well, the first rule is using a spiral blade, don't sneeze."
Yeah,
And nobody gets it.
First
Nobody
rule of
gets that
spiral blades is that what happens with a spiral blade stays. With a
Stays.
spiral blade.
or we don't talk
Oh,
about scroll
yeah.
blade.
What was it? Oh, what was that? There was a guy
That's
posted
a good
something up.
T-shirt. First rule
Yeah.
of Team Scroll Saw is you don't talk about Team Scroll Saw.
Hey, I agree, except we want them to talk about Team Scroll Saw in
Now,
a good
first-
way.
First rule of Team Scroll Saw is you do talk about Team Scroll Saw.
Yeah, yeah.
You could do the rules of Team Scroll Saw. If you bring a hot drink, make sure it's in a thermal cup because you're going to be there a while. always cut to the
Cut the
inside of the
waistline.
area. What else? If you screw up, make it part of the piece. No one's gonna know when you peel the pattern off.
Yeah.
Everyone breaks blades. What else?
I don't.
Wes. You're right. Wes might be too good for this show.
yeah. Everyone breaks blades except us. Well, I don't know.
You,
And after
you
that,
don't
what else?
bleed. You don't bleed when you scroll.
You don't bleed when you scroll.
Cold
Some
up.
of us do.
Carl.
You bleed, you're out.
I've scuffed myself, but never bled.
Scuffing yourself is different. Nobody makes me bleed my own blood.
except me. I've never
Oh.
cut myself on a scroll saw, but I took a finger off with a router.
Great try, Jay.
That's what I tell people. I count fractions with my fingers now, and it's, yep, I got 9 7/8 fingers.
See, I was going so smooth and completely straight on that line with a spiral blade, and we all know, all jokes aside, that's one of the hardest things to do with a spiral.
Yeah, it is.
So that's why it broke my heart that the blade broke, but so far so good.
So you had two things broken: your heart and the blade.
Yep. My drinking.
Floyd Snyder started using a spiral blade
Sweet.
because he was asking me about it.
You don't know the power of a spiral. Oh, there's another one.
There you go.
Because apparently Darth Vader is taken.
I like
Jeff
that. You don't know the.
Robinson out in the chat says, so we're going to miss Rush show.
Who?
Who?
Is that Simply Wooden?
Chris Cute says this doesn't mean much, but I've never broken a scroll saw blade. Chris, you've actually got to scroll saw.
Yeah. It does require a little bit of a use of a scroll saw. Let's talk Russ with Russ.
Steady on.
Back on topic.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh no.
That's got to be the shirt. That's got Team Scroll Saw, large letters underneath it. Oh yeah, with five thumbs with little faces painted on them. That's got to be it.
I think we can get away with the thumbs, but the oh yeah thing nobody would understand unless I lost it.
Doesn't matter if you went there. You know, if you don't get it, you weren't there, and that's kind of. What's the thing with the thumbs? And we get to repeat it 8 million times.
But I know me well enough. There will be another live feed where I lose it. So we'll have
make
that.
sure of it.
I would make sure of that.
We'll
Most
make
of
sure
the
of
ammo
that.
I give people is never intentional.
And you can do we can do one whole show with just the thumbs talking on camera.
Oh,
You know,
good
I mean,
Lord, yeah, that would make us popular with the kids. And of course, Jamie or me would be the one that used our middle finger. Never mind, family friendly.
Chris out in the chat says, laughs out loud. Well, you did have to bring that up, Jamie.
What's up, Mr. Cute? How you doing today?
Chris actually sent me a picture one day of him using his scroll saw.
What was it holding down?
His workbench.
I used mine to cut frozen hamburger meat once. I'm dead serious. I think Wes used his as a pizza slicer. Yeah. Is the video coming in decent at all for y'all?
It's improved, Charles. It's still
sweet.
occasionally dropping out, but it's definitely improved. I think there's something uploading somewhere in the house. I think that's where we're at.
All right. Well, this here Sandy Claus, we're getting there.
Does anyone else think that
It's a little blurry for me, but
it comes and goes.
My shop,
yeah,
so
it's
running my
the old
signal
grab
out here
every now and again. Yeah, it's the old grab every now and again.
It's a little
But
blurry
does
here,
anyone
but I'm
else?
gonna expect that because I'm so far away from home. That's why.
Yeah. Does anyone think Charles sounds a little bit like Dick Van Dyke when he says that thing?
When I say what?
Oh, what is it? There you go, or something like that. It's just straight after someone says, "Oh, hello." Oh yeah. Chris Cute out in the chat says, "There's a reason for that, Jeff." Oh, hey Chris, I haven't seen one of your videos in a while. Merry Christmas. Chris says, "There's a reason for that, Jeff." But I'll get in after New Year. Merry Christmas to you all and yours. Have a great holiday.
Yeah, and all of us are. And I don't know why I'm prefacing this. I know anybody that's seen us knows that every once in a blue moon we have a serious side. But I feel safe speaking for all of us when I say we all do hope you have a Merry Christmas and Happy New Year or Happy Kwanzaa, Hanukkah,
Whatever you celebrate.
Harmonica.
Happy nothing.
Happy nothing.
Nothing.
Yeah.
Happy saving money and not celebrating anything.
That or bah humbug, because I'm sure there's some of them out there. By God.
Yeah, but they're still celebrating Christmas in a kind of perverse way when they say bah humbug.
Yeah.
They're rebelling about it.
Yep. They're still giving attention to it.
Absolutely.
Golly.
By golly, I believe I do need
I will
another
say
drink.
I will say I have absolutely nothing to do or nobody to be with on Christmas Day.
Well, dang it.
So I'm not real sure what I'll be doing, but I'll probably be working in the shop somewhere.
Well, if I had known that, I would have tried to coordinate it with my parents to see if you could come, but it's kind of last minute now. But I don't want anybody to have to be alone.
I'm only off Christmas Day. I go back to work the next day, so I mean,
Well,
that's why I'm here at my folks this weekend. Is all my siblings were here, so we did Christmas today.
if you want to come up to Baltimore, you can.
If, by the way,
I don't think so, Tim.
By the way, anybody watching on Facebook, if you want to connect on YouTube, I go by Charles Deering Scroll, but you should be able to find me under Charles Deering. Please hit the bell to be notified of these project videos and these live feeds with potentially outlandish cast here. And if you're on YouTube, we go by the Charles Deering. That's all one word. Much obliged.
The Charles Deering.
And thank you, Chris, for being here, even if you're here for the cast.
Mr. Cute, good to see you, buddy. I'll talk to you in a while.
I've seen him. He is cute.
Oh, is Chris Nealon out there in the chat?
Not that I've
Chris,
seen.
I mean, Chris Nealon or Steve Nealon?
Oh.
Chris Nealon, Niantic River. Steve Nealon's been out in the chat.
Yeah, I saw him
Folks,
earlier.
there are 12 people
That's who
watching.
I was thinking Steve, not Chris.
Folks,
I will say, I did not realize he was following the cafe until earlier today. So if he is watching out there in the chat, I'll say thank you for joining us there too.
Poor Dale trying to stay on topic with the show. Go ahead, Dale.
Yeah, so all I was going to say is we have 12 watching now on YouTube. Please, 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 if you like what Charles is doing, and you want to see him do more, please, please, please hit that thumbs up. He's much appreciated.
Much obliged, and throw all your money. Just kidding.
Mr. Cute out in the chat says, "Oh dear God, Charles, it's not like I've never heard that one before."
Being cute. Yeah, I hear you.
I haven't heard that one before.
I'm pretty sure you heard it once a week or more.
Steve.
Like I do. Go ahead.
Steve from Harnell Media says, "No, I haven't." Assuming he's meaning the other. The comment that Wes was saying, we've not seen them out in the chat. And Chris says, "Hey, Julian."
Hi, Julian.
Good Lord, somebody did a super chat. A gentleman called JP Woodwork, Charles, has done a super chat for you.
Is he paying me to leave? Wait, what?
He just says, this money, Charles, he says.
Shut me up. Don't correct me. Don't correct me. I'm afraid for you to even read it. This money, Charles? Oh. I love you guys. I hate to admit it publicly, but I do. Thank you, Jimmy. For giggles, does anybody want to explain what Super Chat is, if they so desire? Nothing is mandatory.
JP?
Yes, because I'm lost. I don't know what it is.
You basically give money to Charles.
Well, that was very vague and generic, but okay. It's a YouTube only thing, but I'll let y'all take it from there. But
So you can click on the little dollar symbol under the chat, and it gives you the option to just donate a little bit of money to Charles to help him pay for the running of his channel, like buy plywood or whatever wood he needs, blades, backer boards, paint, lacquer. The basic sort of stuff.
Think of it. I like to think of it as your tipping. So basically, we're tipping Charles for the entertainment here.
And you got another super chat from some Scottish or Irish dude called Maple Studios, and he said, "I will see your 2 and raise you a 3."
Thank y'all guys sincerely. And again, folks, the super chats are not mandatory by any means.
They are.
Some people like to give back. Some people just want to help support. But it's by no means mandatory to show appreciation. But I appreciate it, guys. I really do. It softens the blow of that abuse just a little bit, so I appreciate it.
This really all we're doing is we're funding your Dr. Pepper habit here.
Yeah, I
We
was just
know
about to say it's for the Dr. Pepper.
Yeah.
That's a big habit.
That's and what's sad is I'm this low on Dr. Pepper, and I can't end the live feed just to go get Dr. Pepper. So
Oh.
I'm bringing gasping for breath here shortly, but.
So there we go. That's when we know that's when we know that that a Charles Deering live feed is going to come to an end. You can work it out by we should do like a little icon on the side of the screen for you of the Dr. Pepper slowly going down.
Every time we take the sip of it just kind of like dribbles down a little bit.
Little bit. You can see when the feed's going to end.
Now I'm getting ready to polish it off, so y'all yell chug chug chug.
Whoa.
No. Family friendly.
I know.
Okay, y'all yell chug because I'm getting ready to
That's what we should do. We should have a Dr. Pepper cam.
Hey, I've got it here in my house.
It's running down as the show is going. That would work.
It'd be like the time frame. Like an hour back.
But that's all, folks.
It looks like he's got a red cheek.
Wait, there's just
Good Lord.
there, but that's just spit.
It looks like he's got a massive wart.
You know, I thought Santa was a Coke drinker. I mean, I thought he was a Coca-Cola drinker. I mean, that's where I was.
Holidays are coming. Holidays are coming.
Well, isn't he? He's on Coke commercials, isn't he? He's not on Pepsi.
Yeah, I mean that's how he pays for all those toys for all the kids, right? He's
Y'all could work with me here. Have a pepper in her smile. Whoops.
Jeff Robinson says, Charles, you got some wooden nickels.
Not yet.
I think he means the 2 super chats.
Oh, then I guess I do. I stand corrected.
No, they're real. It's just because it's English money.
What was that?
I said they're real. I said just because it's English money.
I've gotten a lot of Yankee dimes in my time, but never a wooden nickel.
I don't think I've ever gotten it either. I mean, I'm sure I can make one.
Chris Q out in the chat says, I'm a pepper, he's a pepper. Wouldn't you like to be a pepper too?
Hey,
No beer. I'm in the shower if you're Julian.
I'm most definitely a pepper.
We've seen a lack of shower beers lately.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I know. I'm sorry. I've fallen off on that. I haven't. I need to get my people back on it.
No beer in the shower if you're Julian. That's funny right there.
There's nothing better than a cold beer in a hot shower.
Yes, sir. Shower Beer
At the same
Club.
time, that's kind of weird unless you're at
What are
a.
you doing with the beer in the shower? Drinking it?
Yeah.
Don't
called
knock
relax.
it till you try it. And if you try it, you'll never drink it outside the shower.
All right, that's troubling, but okay.
Don't ever have a shower in Dale's. Don't ever have a shower in Dale's house. Full stop.
It's like, didn't you just have a beer? Yeah. Or didn't you just have a shower? Yeah, but I need another beer.
Yeah.
But don't take
It's only
a bath.
it's only because you can't swim, Jimmy. That's all I'm saying.
Don't take a bath. That could be dangerous.
Now I might just have to go take a shower just so I can take a picture of me drinking a beer in it.
Oh man,
Don't waste stuff, please.
please.
You don't need to, Julian. I got one of me, you, and Sterling.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
You do.
It's got to be a Texas thing, I guess. Beer in the shower.
Nope.
No, I got people on it. Well, I didn't get people on it.
Who walks who's back? Wait, family friendly. Never mind. Abort.
So yeah, it's a family friendly show, so no talking about soap in any way, shape, or form.
Look, there's a line. Let's skate on it.
Actually, speaking of skating, the creek behind the house is frozen.
Bummer.
No, they were the seagulls were out there just sitting on it earlier. The gunner was sitting out there barking at them. Like, what are you gonna do? You ain't gonna do nothing.
I lost another baby chick this morning.
No.
Only got one left. We had 10.
What happened? Was it the cold or what?
I'm guessing. I don't know. But apparently they want you to feed and water them. I don't know why.
We'll see what I got when I get home.
Wes has 2 pheasants. He had a bunch of chickens, but he couldn't handle them all, so he got rid of them.
No.
Yeah, the chickens were overpowering real quick, trying to keep them in the coop with the pheasants and let them in and out so they could free range and not let the pheasants out. And one of my prize hens turned out to be a rooster, and I'm not allowed to keep roosters inside city limits, so I just said, hey, I got a bird I got to get rid of.
Oh my God.
In fact, they said, I'll take them all if you want to get rid of them. And I said, come and get them.
Gotta love those stupid ordinances.
Yeah, it makes
Gotta love what?
I can have a male pheasant, but I can't have a male chicken. It makes a lot of
Probably
sense.
the noise.
I can have a male turkey, but I can't have a male chicken.
It's probably the rooster crowing that is. Homeowners associations can be a booger.
If I had more than 1 acre inside the city limits, I could have that rooster.
Yeah.
But I'm under 1 acre, so I'm not even going to fool with it because my animal control and I are already on not great terms.
I'm lost for words. But before I get into why, Jeff Robinson says Dr. Pepper with 23 Team Scroll Saw flavors.
There you go.
There you go. 23 different types of scrolling.
I have been gifted an image of how to drink beer in the shower.
Well, that was an A for effort, by the way, Julian.
I just got that.
I know.
Sorry, I tell it, beer or moonshine. I think that would probably start leading in folks' minds in the right direction. I didn't realize how tall Sterling was.
Oh, you finally saw that picture.
Tall.
Yeah.
I was lucky enough to meet him in Georgia as well.
And he's not just tall; he's big, as in he's just a big boy, like country.
Big old baby feller.
He didn't miss anything. He didn't miss any lunches, dinners, breakfasts. But to be fair, I'm also very small, so it makes him look even bigger.
Julian is actually the shortest person to date.
Okay, well, that's because you guys keep telling me to take off my cowboy boots. That's not fair.
How tall are you, Julian?
That's because your cowboy boots got about a 4-inch heel on them.
Well, not my fault. How is it that I have to take my boots? 5'6".
Rubbish.
Okay.
Rubbish.
Hey, you know what? If I were to go rob
and that's because it's a family-friendly show.
Yeah, I kind of.
My word. I feel you're exaggerating, Julian. I think was what he was trying to say.
If I were to rob a 7-Eleven and run out the door, they're going to look for somebody who's 5'6".
Rubbish.
And if a whole truck of Dr. Pepper is missing, find that boy Charlie in Gatesville, Texas.
If you was a robber 7-Eleven, they would start looking for Mini-Me.
Huh?
If you was a robber 7-Eleven, they'd start looking for Mini-Me.
Mini-Me? Leave Mini-Me out of this.
Charles, what's the tallest piece you've ever cut?
Right around 5 feet. And y'all probably see that on a future live feed. I have
that's taller than Julian.
Whatever.
That's C3PO and R2D2. I started a long time ago for a video, and at the end of the video, I just put graphics in front of the areas I hadn't cut yet. So I'll probably do that eventually on a live feed, but I can only get the camera back so far.
That's what she said.
Oh Lord! Family friendly.
Abandon ship. Abandon ship.
Ship's going down. Just save yourselves.
Man, the life is over.
Yeah, I don't think it'll be an issue to finish this on this live feed. It's going at a pretty good pace.
I'm waiting for somebody to chime in.
Chris Cute out in the
said that
chat
too.
says, between Julian, Matt Cremona, and myself, we represent the only people who have to look up to you guys. So be grateful, darling.
How tall are you, Dale?
Oh, I'm 5'10".
Rubbish.
I'm 5'10", mate.
Now, is that the same thing in English as it is in
Yeah,
American?
5'10". Yeah.
Yeah, is
5 foot 10
that
inches.
centimeters?
Yeah.
You know.
How do y'all go about doing that?
What do you mean? How did we go about doing that?
Between American and between the standard and the metric? How do you
Well,
go?
it's 2.57 centimeters to the inch. So
See,
it's
I would
really easy.
never-
You convert. You live in metric, and then you convert it for those folks who are just waiting to catch up.
we need a moment of silence. I was about to take a sip of Dr. Pepper that wasn't there. Oh, God help me.
So I need to start telling people I'm so many centimeters. So
Anyway, that's how to do it, man. So roughly
Now taller.
30 centimeters, 30 centimeters to the foot, roughly.
Compared to a grasshopper, I am a giant.
Yeah.
So
I
I
don't
mean,
have enough
you're
fingers
about
to
you're about
count
150 centimeters, Julian.
That sounds a lot better.
Yeah, see,
So Julian,
I don't have
you're,
enough fingers
Julian,
left to count in centimeters.
Julian, you're about 152 centimeters.
152 centimeters.
Yeah, thereabouts.
Better than 152 millimeters.
Boom, boom. I feel. I mean, it's family friendly. I mean, the danger of following that up with "that's what she said" is terrible.
know,
We
I
shouldn't
know.
do that. We really
Good thing
shouldn't
we
do
didn't
that. It's
say
a
that,
family
huh?
good thing we didn't say that.
good
There's a
Lord.
couple things I wanted to say, but I'm holding back. Family friendly.
That's what Charles said.
Oh, that's genius, Wes. That's what Charles said.
She never said that though.
You end up on the naughty list.
Yeah, Santa looks mean. Look at him. His impression has changed now. I mean, he moved from being quite jovial father figure type. He's now looking mean, saying, this list's getting really long.
He said Dr. Pepper bottle.
That's what she said.
People.
That's what Charles said.
Charles said.
There's a T-shirt waiting to happen right there if this becomes a thing. That's what
Charles
Charles said.
Do you ever just sit back and reflect on your friendships? Me too.
Every day.
Oh Lord.
Every day.
I just want to know how I found so many people like me. there really shouldn't be this many people like me.
So we have 2 folks watching over on Facebook and 11 over on YouTube. For the folks on YouTube, please, if you like Charles's work and you like what he's doing, please hit that thumbs up.
And subscribe and hit the bell, please. And thank you.
Absolutely. I have to say, Mr. Page, that image you sent me is quite disturbing.
Most of the images he sends are disturbing.
Well, there's a couple that Mr. Page has that I can think of, so it depends on which one it could be.
This one is of a line of gentlemen and a state of some dishabille, enjoying a beverage and a shower.
Okay, that one.
Yeah,
I'm
you
gonna
don't
drop off.
you don't want
some
to.
dinner, so I will
Thank you for
catch you
being here, Wes.
on the next
Wes.
one.
Take it,
Yes,
Wes,
Take it easy, Wes.
Yes, sir.
You-
Thanks
you-
for having me on.
you don't want to
Later.
see the
Appreciate it.
I won't send you the one of me and Julian then.
No, don't. I
Family
may not
friendly.
recover from this one.
Family friendly.
No, it's just Jamie and I giving each other a hug.
Uh-huh. I feel the will.
I tell you what.
That's coming up to 2 a.m. here. I will need to bail too soon.
All right. Appreciate you being here and for the super chat thingy.
Oh,
just-
that's just an opportunity to make sure you're topped up with Dr. Pepper.
Oh God. Well, I let myself run out, and that's on me. But oh well. I'm not gonna. I know y'all know this, but I'm not gonna stop a live feed to go get some. But I am dying over here.
How long is it going to take you to go get? Dude? Don't you
Can
have
you
something
get,
around?
get
Well, it's literally around the corner, but I don't want dead air. Of course, y'all.
That's what you have us for.
Well, that's true. I'll live. I mean, it'd be silly for me to leave just to go get Dr. Pepper.
you need one of those beer hats only with Dr. Pepper in it.
Yeah. Well, I'd
Yeah.
probably need a beer keg, therefore a backpack or something.
Yeah,
We
I
can
mean,
make
not a
that
beer
happen.
keg, a Dr. Pepper keg.
pepper keg. Yeah.
Hey, we can scroll one out.
I don't know if it'll hold liquid.
It'd be a cool compound cut.
Big old compound cut.
Just so mesmerizing.
It's a bit like ASMR a little bit.
Yeah.
A little bit.
So on
Never heard
TikTok,
Except we
TikTok,
ruin
I
it.
posted
Except us three ruin it.
yeah, true. On TikTok, I posted the video of me scrolling that just scrolling Peace Out, and I put a hashtag ASRM or whatever it is.
Uh-huh.
And chat from Mancrafting said, "Really?" I was like, "Hey, to some people it is."
Is that one of those whispering type things where it
Yeah.
Well,
sort
they
of
do different ones now, so I mean, it's always just that kind of repetitive noise and,
Yeah.
and sort of thing.
Somebody
You
like
know.
squishing like a balloon, like you know how when they do the balloon animals, kind of doing that kind of stuff, and
So every now and then during these Team Scroll Saw shows, one of us will be whispering, "Team Scroll Saw, scroll on." Thumbs up.
So we need one of us with a ASMR friendly voice. So that's me out straight away,
that's
kind of
fine.
thing. I
I-
sound like I want to threaten you and kill you when
I
I'm
have all
talking.
I have all kinds of voices I can do, so I'll take that one.
Do Yoda, ASMR Yoda, whispering Team Scroll Saw. Go for
I've never tried to whisper as Yoda.
Believe? No, you are.
it.
Scroll, you must.
How would you say?
Use
Yeah.
the router, you must not.
Team Scroll Saw, you must. That's the
There
best
you
I can
go.
do whispering. Team Scroll Saw, you must.
I say it sound like a whisper, but
It's not my kid.
Saber, you must rub.
Or you must scroll.
Yeah, but you can do Shrek.
Spiral you use.
The dark side you are.
You can do Shrek though, Dale.
So I don't need to do anything for Shrek. Basically, I'm kind of there already.
Don't
Kind of thing. You know, I mean, I've got the hairline. I've got the hairline for it. I've got the belly for it. I've got the accent for it. I mean, I'm there. All I
Just
need
need green.
is I just need to be green.
And he has tubular ears.
You know, kind of thing. Totally. I mean, I've got this. Totally got this. Jeff Robinson out in the chat says, when will we get to scrolling Santa Mama?
No clue. I don't even know what Santa Mama is, but okay. He might mean Mrs. Santa.
Mrs. Claus. Mrs. Claus, perhaps.
Mrs. Santa. I haven't designed one, so maybe by next Halloween. Ow!
next by Halloween.
Endgun 200 out in the chat says, just finished the DreamWorks logo and the night sky background with butterfly, perspex, battery lights, glitter, plastic, diamond stud and paint, night light for my daughter. What is your most elaborate piece, Charles?
Well,
They're all elaborate.
yeah, I was going to say, but I guess we're talking most detailed. I might have to say I did a lion roaring portrait. That's probably my most detailed one that I've actually cut. But it depends on your definition of elaborate.
Based on the description, Ngun 200, Ngun, post your name, first name in there. It's always easier when we're talking to folk. I think it means complicated, perhaps. Most involved.
Well, one of them is one that I haven't finished yet. I will show you all right quick.
Please tell me, is it the? Oh, never mind. That's not what I was thinking.
And Paul out in the chat, and Paul out in the so Ngun 200 says his name's Paul.
All right, that's Metallica. That's 3 feet wide, I believe. It's big and bulky and heavy, is why it's not done yet.
Cool.
She said that is.
Lord help me.
I made it family friendly.
Moderators. I am doing this sideways for visual comfort.
Metal it is.
Paul C. Right.
Paul C. Paul.
Appreciate you watching, Paul.
Bubba, you need to go potty? Come on.
You know, slowly but surely,
Thank you.
slowly but surely, Charles, you're turning into Dick Van Dyke when you're talking
Oh,
to
that's
us.
just great. I'll take that as a compliment.
You know?
Although I still don't know what I'm saying or doing that makes me Dick Van Dyke.
It's just you sound a little bit like Dick Van Dyke when he was in Mary Poppins every now and again. I think it's our fault.
Oh, when I
think
try to sound British?
No, I don't think you did it deliberately. I just think it's funny. You know, it's good. It's good. I do the same thing when I'm talking to Americans. I go the other way. I start replacing words and starting to sound like, you know, yeah. So okay, so that's what Charles says.
Yeah, I did catch myself using a British accent to say a word a second ago.
Yeah,
I don't even know why.
Paul out in the chat says, "Beautiful work, Charles."
Thank you, sir. I appreciate that.
See, now you're just assuming he's talking that Charles's work is beautiful, not ours, not yours, not mine. Definitely
I
not
think
Jamie.
it's certainly not mine, so I'm
Definitely
pretty
not
cool
Jamie.
with that. I'm pretty comfortable with it's not mine.
Is Jamie still with us? Because it's not like him
Jamie's
to stay
here.
quiet.
He's here. He's up to no good. Almost there.
Yeah, he's probably not.
Remember, Jamie is like a child. When he goes quiet, that
That's
means
when you
he's
worry.
doing something bad.
He's usually doing a Photoshop that'll embarrass
Up to
somebody.
no good. He's inside some
I'm
art
good.
package, pasting heads
I'm
on
good.
things.
I'm good.
I think there's thumbs being cut out of videos and things as we speak.
Yeah.
Oh, Lordy.
Where's Big Red anyway, Julian?
She is. Where is she? Not home.
Around these parts, you don't refer to any woman as big anything.
Yeah.
Just Red.
You just call her Red. You know better than that. She's not here. I know. Where is she? I want to say Louisville, Kentucky. Is that where she was supposed to go? Or is that tomorrow?
That was a fielded question. Was it to us or the cat?
Yeah, Julian and his gal are so close that she leaves him at least once a week.
Paul Ngun 200 says, "I do on Maker's Playground."
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Maker's Playground. I haven't really been on it much lately.
I'm on there. I haven't been on there for a little while as well, actually.
So I need to make sure I'm clear. At Maker's Playground is Izzy Swan.
Yeah.
That's what. Yeah.
I don't know if you guys sent the live out, but I sent the live out on the Team Scrollful.
What do you mean?
I just shared the live feed to Team Scrollful.
Well, like, I already had it on there, but I appreciate you.
Huh?
Or I had
I figured.
the announcement anyway, not the because this day
Paul-
wouldn't be a day without me spamming everybody. Go ahead.
Paul follows up with he does on Maker's Playground. Paul Cairn is the name he goes by there.
Alrighty then.
Hey Charles, I know you and I have talked about this before. You're your foot switch, is it the dead man's or is it an on-off switch?
On off.
All right, because I finally hooked mine up and was scrolling with it the other day, and I like it.
I prefer the on off because I don't want to have to keep my feet in one spot to scroll.
That's my issue with having the dead man switches because I'd have to physically put my foot constantly on the pressure. And
Yeah, and
I feel like that would kill my
people
foot.
prefer that. Yeah, it would kill mine.
The NVR on our saws, Jamie, must make our life difficult for foot pedal.
It's what?
So there's a switch they put on them in the UK, or as part of the European legislation. It means when the power comes back on, it basically switches off. If the power drops, it switches the device off, so that if the power comes back on uncontrolled, the device doesn't start.
Yeah.
If you're using like an inline foot pedal, like kind of the ones where you put the flex into one side and then at the wall. In the UK, all they would do is you'd wind up having to reach over the back of the machine and turn them on anyway. It's a proper pain.
Oh, I bet. I'm really liking the foot pedal, and I don't know why I waited so long to get one.
And I can't justify why I don't use one.
A foot pedal?
Yeah.
I thought you are using one. You're not?
I have one. I just don't use it. I need to.
So what are you doing? Constantly turning on and off by the switch?
Yeah, the Hegner doesn't have a power switch up here like other saws do. It's up under the table, or it's on the saw, but it's on the front right. So that's why if you ever see me using another saw, you'll see me keep reaching up here and trying to get used to it. Okay, nature's calling again, and I may go bug my quote-unquote housemate to see if the Dr. Pepper run can be made. But I've turned this right side up.
Like, can we watch that conversation unfold?
Probably not, because it'll probably involve profanity and a big
not family friendly. No family friendly.
My Craftsman has a switch on the front right, but it's one of those where I've got the plastic front. It's a pain to turn on and off, but having to reach up underneath it, I don't like it. The Hulk that I have that I've been using, it's on the right side, but it's closer towards. It's a little bit further past the front, but it kind of gets annoying when I have to do that because the switch for the variable speed is right there too.
Yeah.
So there's been times where I've accidentally turned the speed up.
Speed up, speed down. Speed up would be the annoying one, right?
Yeah, speed up. Because I usually keep I'd keep it around a low medium. So on mine it's I think I could usually scroll around a 3 or a 4, so about a medium speed.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't. For me, that's just fast enough. I guess it's slow, but sorry. That's Sadie Mae.
Is it really?
Well, no, I had to say her name because she's looking at me. She's like, "What, Dad?"
Yeah. That's what she said. I don't know. The foot pedal. I mean, I scroll standing up, so the foot pedal is one of those things that I look at longingly, trying to work out how I can put one on the saw. But the NVR switch is just kills that idea. Pretty much stunned down the easy way. Just plug it into one of those trailing foot pedals kind of thing. But
so you really can't put it on a. You really can't put a foot
You've
pedal?
kind of got to interrupt you've got to put it between the NVR switch and the saw itself, so it's a modification, I think. Certainly it would be on my X-Menster, which is basically an X21.
Is that just the whole thing with the UK?
It's legislation. No, it's a European legislation thing. It's a safety measure. The idea is that if the power goes out when you're using a piece of equipment,
they don't want you being right there.
When the power comes back on, power tool, power comes back on, they want the saw to be off, if you know what I mean. They want the device to be
like
off.
if you were using a table saw, they didn't want the power.
They don't want to start up because you're leaning your hand on it or something like that, and the power comes back on and cuts your hand off. It's a good idea, but annoying for this particular use case. It's the reason they changed it from the X21 to this X-Menster, because the X21 doesn't have the NVR on it, but the X-Menster obviously does.
So what Daniel, sorry. Older version?
Well, yeah, that's kind of where this is going to go. Either I'm going to just have to ruin the warranty and just hack it. Daniel Davis out in the chat says, "What blades do you say you use for having the speed halfway, or do you have the speed halfway all the time? I guess that question's for you, Julian.
Me, I tend to have it halfway all the time. But like I said, lately I've been using a number 3 modern geometry Pegasus blade. But here's the thing: I went from a number 3 skip tooth blade
Hmm.
to a number 3 modern geometry blade, and I physically had to turn the machine down just slightly because that modern geometry blade was cutting. It cut really quick. I wasn't used to it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess
So
I just
I'm the same. I use Pegasus. I use Pegasus number 1 MGTs, and they cut really aggressively.
yeah, I
Um,
didn't realize that.
I mean, it's great. I mean, it's great. It means you can run the machine slower, but by the same token, kind of thing, it give you can get in a whole heap of trouble real quick, and that's with a flat blade.
Yeah,
Once you get your eye in, it's okay.
Well, getting used to how sharp the Pegasus blades are,
Yeah.
is another adjustment. Also, Dr. Pepper's forthcoming. It just has to be. Somebody has to go to the store for me.
Acquired. Wow. Tell you you've got the finances covered. These two idiots in the UK managed to raise some funds for this.
I forgot to inform her.
I'm just on Maker's Playground, and I've just seen Paul's post from 2 weeks ago, and he unfortunately turned down a Hegner for €75 2 weeks ago.
Oh Lord!
what?
Hegner he'd never heard of Hegner before. Paul, if you ever come across a Hegner for €75,
Just buy it.
snap it up.
Just buy it.
Buy
If
it.
you don't know what it is, just buy it.
It is one of, if not the best saw out there.
That's what Charles is using now. They're the best of the best.
That's what Charles said.
I'll take that one.
So I got a message from, I don't know if y'all know, Michael Christopher something like that.
Chipster?
He's a Texas boy. He sent me a message first thing in the morning one day, and it was, I believe, was it a Hegner or it was something else? It was along those lines. For $400, I said, yeah, you need to go get that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For those that don't know, a Hegner is over $1,000.
Yeah.
Sorry, go on.
I was gonna say, and then later on that day, he was like, yeah, she messaged me back and said that she wants to change it. That she made a mistake and she meant to put $800, but she's willing to still sell it to me for $400. I was like, yeah, you go over there and get it right now.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And for those that don't know, I'm always talking about being broke. I found a guy that was willing to take payments. Is how I was able to get this, because God knows.
Oh no, sorry. It wasn't a Hegner. It was an Excalibur.
Oh yeah,
Hmm.
it's still a good saw.
Yeah, it's good. So,
Yeah.
I mean, he's got it for $400.
yeah, I mean, it's just you just got to grab it. I mean, that's like 250, 270. Yeah, it'll be about 300. But I think currently about £300. So I mean, it's just a steal. What I was going to say is that the Hegner, there's a few clones of the Hegner out there.
Is there?
Once you get your eye in,
Yeah.
they're much cheaper. They're much cheaper
Yeah.
than the Hegner.
I did not know that.
You just gotta. It's one of those things you've got to kind of. It's really obvious once you see one. Once you know what a Hegner is, you see them, but they're clearly licensed. They're almost identical, apart from paint schemes.
What are they?
So there's an Axminster 460 SS something, Jamie, isn't it? The Axminster do one.
Yeah.
It's the 16-inch version, and it's only what would be $500, I guess. Brand new.
I believe the smallest Hegner is a 18-inch.
Yeah, so it'll be the 18-inch then. Yeah, so it's this one. Out in the chat we have Jeff Robinson, who says he loves his foot pedal. Daniel Davis says, I have the best scroll ever. It was free. Daniel, which saw was that? And Jeff Robinson again says he likes the Pegasus SST blade.
What for Jeff? What foot pedal do you prefer? Do you prefer the on-off or do you prefer the dead man switch?
I believe the SST stands for Super Skip Tooth. I could be wrong.
Yeah.
That sounds about right. See, I like the Super Skip Tooth. It wasn't too fast. It was still a really clean cut. But I got those from whenever I got Sterling actually gave me a set when I first started, or not when I first started, but when I first met him, he brought me over some Super Skip 2s.
And for those
Once I
that
get-
don't know, Sterling Davis goes by Sterling's Woodcrafts on YouTube. He is another good feller to follow. Very good.
Oh, I read Paul's thing wrong. He
Of
turned down
course.
the little one.
A
He's
British
got-
guy getting it backwards.
Yeah. Well,
See, if you could speak,
5 foot tall.
That's what Charlie said.
if
Go
you
ahead.
if you could speak English, if you could speak American, you wouldn't have gotten that wrong.
I do.
No, you speak English, not American.
I speak the better version.
So, Paul over, and so again, this is following up on Jamie's point. So, Paul in Gun 200 says, laughs out loud, you read it wrong. I got the Hagner. The €75 was for the little one that I had recently. My word. I have tendinitis, so I turned down the little one as I knew it would kill my ears. Paul, I know the machine you're talking about. Among its particular quirks that it likes to go for a walk. It's like a dog. You kind of got to nail the thing down, and otherwise it'll bounce off the table and try to make its own way out the door.
Yeah. Now it has been said that. Sorry, did I interrupt you, Dale?
No, sorry.
It's been said that, and it's not wrong that most of scrolling is your ability to scroll, but in some cases you do get what you pay for when it comes to scroll saw. So it's kind of a balance, and that'd be an example. Walking off the workbench, it's vibration and how long it lasts for daily use versus an occasional use. So
yeah, that's the other thing that people don't understand too. That I really don't go into much because whenever I tell people, because I'll take a Craftsman, I'll do work with Craftsman.
Yeah.
It sucks when I have to change out blade or have to do inside cuts because of what you have to do, and then you have to retension it every single time. I hate that part, but I tell people because there's Jamie and I had several discussions over the years about it and about people sitting there saying, you can't do anything unless you have a DeWalt or anything better than that. And I yell at people, but it is one of those things I do tell people. DeWalt is known and is out there for a reason because, it is one of the more accessible ones. It is a little bit more expensive than a beginner one, but it's sturdy. They last, well, to a degree.
Yeah.
They're reliable, depending on what you're doing. That's the other thing that people don't realize is if you're going to go out there and scroll something, once a week or, once a month, yeah, you can get away with a cheap old saw. But if you're doing something like you or Jamie or Dale, and I'm not even throwing myself in that because I haven't been scrolling much, but you need something that's going to be able to put in the work.
Well, in my opinion, if not research, I think now you have what they call beginner saws or entry level, but DeWalt is probably the most common in the U.S. as a middle of the road saw regarding price.
Yeah, it is, and I agree. I agree with that.
But
100%.
y'all are right. If you can work on a crappy saw, and I hate to use the word crappy, if you can work on an entry level saw,
family friendly.
Well, that too, but you can do good work on a entry level saw. It's the how long the saw lasts, part wise and quality wise, and vibration is what I'm referring to. But
no, I understand.
You can do good stuff on a lower level saw.
So to give some context here, guys, the little saw would be roughly, and it's not a dead. This is a sort of $65 saw.
Yeah.
Jesus.
I mean, they are built to the price. What you get is what you pay for. But I mean, if you want to cut some dovetails, or you want to cut some joints, that saw will
need to cut
be
a
all right.
curve and a piece of wood or something.
That saw will be fine, but it'll be a pinned blade friendly saw. And will try to get up and walk off the table if you don't kind of nail it down.
Yeah, I felt like I had to correct myself because it sounded like I was going against it's the operator, not the saw. But it really is about whether or not it's going to be a daily use saw, and things like vibration. But you can do good things on a entry level saw. So that is true. It's just
Okay, but I guess this is the. These saws. I think it was. I think it was a conversation that myself and Jamie had. There's sort of a minimum spec or a minimum capability that
yeah,
makes it usable. And I mean, there's a whole range of saws in the Craftsman and the Rekka Power series. There's a whole range of saws in that spot that are very usable. They're usually easily spotted too, and there's a whole bunch of ones off the bottom of that you tip your head to one side and go, all right, what's wrong with you?
yeah. I guess what you would call it. Y'all correct me if I'm wrong, but I guess in the U.S. entry level saws would be the Harbor Freight, the Dremel, the
Yeah.
Craftsman,
Craftsman,
Win,
Ryobi.
Yeah.
Ryobi.
All good all recognizable manufacturers with a recognizable lineage, and people can talk to. Whereas the little one will be made by a German company, probably called Airbuehler. And Airbuehler will make a saw themselves, and it'll be, $50 more expensive. And it won't have any of it'll have a proper cast table on it, whereas the little one has a pressed steel one, so it's just like a piece of tin kind of thing. It's just built to the price. Occasional use, I think that would be the phrase. So I think we should think that's occasional use.
And a lot of people like me before I started getting active in these forums and stuff like that, you don't realize what you're missing until you do get a better saw. I mean, because if it's working for you, going back to that original point, then it's working for you. I mean, you notice little things like lack of vibration, this and that as you move up. But go ahead.
Yeah, that's all I was going to say. So Billy Burt Sr. is watching us with a chat. Billy, your ears must be burning. We did briefly discuss that this may be a portrait of you that's being cut. Norm Nichols is asking, what are we cutting?
Santa Claus.
Charles?
We are
I'll
cutting
be right back, guys. All right.
All right.
Sure.
So yeah, we're cutting Santa Claus. This version, as well as a couple other versions of Santa, are available on woodenvisions.com. Back to you, Dale.
So we have Jeff Robinson who's answering Julian's question. It's the Dead Man pedal.
Yeah, I saw that.
And Jeff then follows up, Charles, I tried to cast your show to my 50-inch TV. I think it's broke because it brought up Russ's show.
It's definitely broke. God love you, but yeah, it's broke. Sorry. Whatever works for you, Sparky. But I appreciate anybody watching for any amount of time, even if it's only a few minutes. But show may not be as good on a 50-inch TV. It depends on your taste in my work.
Paul Cairn out at Ngun 200 says that's class. Obviously referencing the picture, not the Russ's show feel.
I did notice the other day though. I was I don't know if any of y'all follow my buddy Chip, who's Black Lab Fab on Instagram.
Yeah.
Pretty good scroll.
I think I might do.
He does basic stuff, but he does really good work. He has a Hawk just like me, and I was messaging him the other day because I was having some issues, and apparently I started getting a little bit more vibration the other day. That's also, so going back to the reason why I cut at a medium speed is because I noticed even with my Hulk, because he likes to call what I have midget legs on it, which I guess it's fitting for me, which I'm glad Jamie's not here right now for this.
He'll be listening. He'll be chuckling away somewhere in the background. Yeah. Go
on. So with that, instead of having a stand for mine, it's literally they're really small legs, and it sits on top of a tabletop.
Yeah.
I know. So there's less weight there, but I noticed that it started getting more vibration. But if I go up really high on the speed, it vibrates like a mother. So that's usually why I also keep it at a medium speed. And plus, I figured there's less wear on the motor when I go slower, and less wear on the blade when I go slower.
Well, it's a balance like a car engine, isn't it? It's like you've got moving parts in there. If it's off balance, it will vibrate more. So you're almost. I mean, it just doesn't feel right. The first saw I had was one of these. The reason I speak so 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 well about the little saws. I didn't have a little, but I had one in the same sort of price bucket.
Mhm.
That's where I kind of kick off. Um, and those things, you had to bolt them down and run them slow. So if you've got if you've got a big, thick, pinned blade and you're just chopping some stuff, you
I don't
can
mean
run
to
them
interrupt,
pretty slow.
Dale.
Sir.
I just have to throw it out there just in case something happens. I am getting very lightheaded and dizzy, but I just want to throw that out there. Y'all know who to contact if something happens.
Yes, sir.
And if I do pass out, I do want it to be said that all jokes and ribbing aside, Russ does have a quality show for some people, and he has usually a full panel with a lot of good people. But I had to throw out the lightheaded
Can
thing.
I say, is it possible worth bringing the feed to an end if you're not feeling so good?
No, I don't feel bad. I just got real lightheaded, and so if you hear a big thud and no response, you know who to contact.
So if we hear a thud, and right, okay, okay, okay,
Yeah,
you know,
I just
okay,
felt like
yes,
I
sir.
might need to bring that up in case I pass out.
Okay, are you having withdrawal symptoms from Dr. Pepper? Is that
Yeah,
what's
that's what
going
it
on?
sounds like.
I don't think that's what it is consciously. I'd like to, I've gone without Dr. Pepper before,
Uh-huh.
but it's been a long time since I got real lightheaded. But every now and things sort of fade in and out. But I won't kill myself. Well, okay, irony in case something happens. But y'all know who to
Okay.
contact. Was my point.
Sure.
So there's that.
Sure.
So if something happens, and yeah, there we are.
Will your boss be coming out to the workshop
Yeah, with
anytime
Dr.
soon with
Pepper.
Dr. Pepper? With Dr. Pepper.
Unless my boss forgot, yes. But
Okay.
that's who you contact if something happens to me.
Okay. If you're sure, I mean, if
Yeah,
you're
don't
sure that you
contact
want
her
to
unless
continue.
I stop talking and you hear a big thud
Okay.
and me falling
If you
off
hear
my
a big
stool.
thud.
But going back to Russ's show, it has its audience. His panel members are a bunch of great people. So I don't want to minimize that. But yeah, there we go. I had to interrupt you in case I pass
course.
out. But other than
That's
that,
understandable.
back
No,
to
it's
what
exactly right and proper to do. I mean, absolutely, sir. I mean, I'm okay. I would possibly take a break, if I were you.
I'm good. If I start to pass out, I will try to put my head below my knees to get blood to my head.
Okay.
But if you hear a thud, that's now. I'm not referring to my chair moving. I'm talking about a whole
Sure.
racket.
Sure.
Okay, but back to y'all.
Can we just check that it is a dead man switch you've got and not just an on-off?
I don't have a dead man. I
He
don't
doesn't
have
have a switch.
Oh, of course, he doesn't have a switch.
I
So
have
that
one,
saw
I'm
will
just
still
not
be
using it.
running when if there's some if you pass out. Okay.
Well, it's a spiral, so it's going to cut itself.
Yeah, if this thing starts jumping all over the table and going off the line big time,
Wow. Charles Deering cuts himself with a scroll saw. Granted, he was unconscious at the time.
we'll give him that. Yeah, it keeps coming in and out, but yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Daniel Davis out in the chat says the Performax I have is a low-end, cheap scroll saw. The only issue I have with it is changing the blades is a pain. The vibration is very little, and it can do any project within its size.
Daniel,
That's
what
good.
Wait, did he? Oh, the Performax. Is that what he said?
Yes, sir.
I've never heard of that. Is that a UK? Is that a
I'm not
UK
sure. I think that's a question. Daniel, where are you based? And the end of the show, Charles, we won't mind. That's he's reaching out and saying, if you're
Well, let's make
lightheaded,
sure, okay.
yeah, I want.
Yeah, and I appreciate that. I just if I can swing it, I'll swing it. I won't intentionally try to kill myself.
Can we get a hashtag out there? As Charles Deering passes out live in cam. Maybe we make this live feed go viral.
So, well, if that's what it takes to get famous, I'll take it. Usually, I can feel it coming, and I'll dip my head below my knees. The idea is to get your head below your chest, so the heart.
Are we going to see this live on camera? You putting your head between your knees? Is that why you're moving the camera around?
No. Family friendly. I'm trying to change the camera angle so y'all don't have to see it upside down, but I don't know how well that's going to work.
It's not going well so far.
No, it's not. I'm just going to bring the camera back where it usually is, and we'll just have to see it upside down.
Sure. Jeff Robinson says, I am a political here. I can be friends with all, even Jamie. So I understand that I am apolitical here. I can be friends with all, even Jamie laughs out loud. Daniel Davis says he's from Tennessee, USA. Far as I know, they don't make them anymore, but they look a lot like the other cheap saws I've seen.
Like the Craftsmans and stuff like that. Okay. Yeah, I haven't heard of those. You know what I do have at my parents? Sorry, go ahead, Charles.
I was gonna say, just in case, go ahead, Dale, if you know how, contact my wife.
Okay.
Just in case, I'm gonna start dipping my head now, but go ahead.
Okay.
Y'all can make light of it if you want to. I won't take it personally.
I'm going to try here, Charles. Okay. So.
All right. Sorry for the lack of humor, folks.
That's okay.
But we know, we're gonna look back on this and laugh.
Oh, you turned it off. I was going to say, I bet you it's still probably scroll.
Leave it to Charles. Charles wasn't getting enough attention, so he decided to black out on his show.
It ain't your fault.
That's what Charles said. Well, yeah. It's been a
That's what
while
Charles
since this has happened to me.
That's because you're just getting excited that you're going so fast in your scroll saw tonight.
That's what it is, and I'm getting done on the same feed
Charles,
I started.
Charles, I don't have your other half's cell phone number.
Do I need to text your brother, Charles?
I wouldn't call it an emergency, but you might be able to reach her on Messenger.
That's what I'm trying to do.
All right. And again, we're not an emergency status. It's just in case thing. Now that thud was me adjusting my stool. I'll let you know if I pass out. I can't let
No,
you
you
know.
I was
won't.
about to say, no,
let me
you
know.
won't.
That was pretty stupid.
That's the whole thing.
I am passed out right now.
Hey guys,
What
just
did
let
he
y'all
get?
know I passed out.
I'm standing up with my head below my chest, so we should be good here shortly.
Does your brother have your wife's number?
Yes.
You reach out that way, I'll go a different way.
I got that. What's your brother's name again?
Cliff?
Cliff, that's right.
Yep. It's getting a little bit scary.
Lie down, Charles. Safely lie down on the floor.
And elevate my feet.
If you elevate your feet, please.
All right. I'm sorry, folks, but
Do it. Don't worry about apologizing. Get comfortable. Get safe.
I'm on the floor right now.
If you can, elevate your feet. Put your hands on your stomach. So your hands are slightly raised too.
All right. I'm going to be dirty as hell, but
That's
better
fine.
safe
It's
than sorry.
okay. So what I'd like you to do is I'd like you to breathe calmly and slowly. Try not to panic and try not to worry too much about talking, but I want you to take gentle, safe breaths.
Yeah, that's what's funny about these things is I never panic during them, which is weird because it's not
Absolutely. But many people do. So
Yeah,
if you
it's
take it
alright.
nice and easy. How do you feel? Do you have a thumping in your head, or is it just dizzy?
The only thing is kind of a mental fog. I mean, I'm there, coherent, but
Yeah.
it's
Can you do something for me? Can you? You've got both your hands resting on your tummy right now. Yeah.
yes, sir.
What I'd like you to do is lift your left hand up slowly towards your face, and then move each one of your fingers individually,
At my face.
just towards your face where you can see it. Don't do anything else.
My
What I'm
fingers
looking
are
for you to
working.
do, where everything appears to be moving okay.
Yeah,
There's no tingle in your arm.
very, very slight tingle, but not
Very,
severe.
very slight tingle. Could you put that hand back down in your stomach and lift your right hand up to your face and do the same thing again?
Doing the
Tell
same
me,
thing. All
are you
fingers
getting?
working.
Do you get a tingle in your right arm too?
No, sir. Only a very and don't get excited. But
I'm not. I'm
tingle
not.
is
No,
very
no,
slight
I'm
in the
not.
left
I'm
hand.
not. I was only just wanted to make sure that you're okay. So tell me, do you feel sweaty?
No,
Is
Not
there
even
any pressure in your chest?
nope, not even remotely.
That's good.
The
That's
only
good.
symptom is really just
Lightheadedness, suggesting either air or sugar crash. I'm hoping what you're experiencing is a sugar
it
crash.
could be a sugar crash. It happens
know.
every now and then. But Dr.
know.
Pepper, you think
Yeah,
would
like I
keep it in
said,
my
Dr.
system?
Pepper.
Well, if you've been knocking back the DP all day, kind of thing, and then you go cold turkey. Don't laugh. Try
That's
to relax. Try to laugh. Try to
that is
sit-
serious, though. I mean,
Yeah, it's a
bad.
possibility.
It's
Julian,
Right.
how are you getting on, sir?
I'm back. What's up?
Hold on a minute, Jamie.
I
How are you getting
messaged-
on, Julian?
I messaged Cliff, so
Uh-huh.
I'm waiting to hear
So
back.
I've reached out via Messenger to your other half. We are obviously live. Would you feel comfortable? There are there
Okay.
are. Do you have Charles's other half's number, Jamie?
I've got her on Facebook.
So what we'll need to do. So why don't you reach out to her as well on Facebook and try and call her if you don't mind, if you've got her as a friend.
Yeah, video chat will work.
Yeah. Would you do that? Would you do that for us, JP? And then suggest that she goes to the workshop. Charles isn't very well, and he's currently lying on the floor.
Let her and my brother know it's not an
Yeah.
emergency. I'm not dying.
He's okay. He's okay. It's not. It doesn't sound like he's heart. It's probably just a sugar issue.
Yeah, please let my brother know that because he has.
Yeah, I'm
panic
doing
disorder as
it
well.
now. I'm doing
Yeah.
it now. Actually, Charles, you'll be able to see this because it's in our group chat. So
Oh, sweet. Yeah,
So
the football chat.
Charles, can you do
Yeah.
me a favor? Could you do the hand thing again for me? Could you lift your
Yeah.
left hand up to somewhere within your face and move your hand around? Tell me where that tingle is. It still there?
Very, 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 very faint. So I almost
Okay.
don't even count it. Just versus
Okay,
my right hand.
that's fine. So again, do the same thing with your right hand, if you don't mind.
Doing the same thing with my right hand. My
All good?
left hand's pinky is
Hmm.
tingling more than the other fingers.
Yeah, it could be just a possession muscle trapped and all that. It doesn't sound like anything. In terms of your chest, again, there's no tightness. There's no.
Not at all.
Okay, good. Could you do me a favor with your left hand? Could you touch your face and tell me, do you feel any touching your face on the left hand side? Can you feel it? Do you feel cold and sweaty there? Does it
No.
feel clammy, or does
No.
it just feel like your face?
Just feels like my face, sadly.
Good, good, good,
And
good,
During
good.
all of this, my feet are up on the stool. I said,
Sure, perfect.
good.
Absolutely perfect. Could you do the same thing with your right hand on your right hand side of your face?
it feels ugly over there too, but other than that, normal.
Splendid. But it feels normally ugly, if that makes any
Yeah,
sense.
it's normally. Well, here lately,
Cool. What I would like you to. You okay?
I was just spitting out ashes
Can,
that
I,
landed
can
in my
you
mouth.
can you can you do me a favor? Can you lift your feet down now, very very gently? Lift your feet down from the stool. And what I'd like you to do is just sit up, but don't rush it. Take it nice and easy, and then rest your back against either the wall or the bench or something. Just sitting upright.
All right.
Could you do that?
Do that slowly so I don't get that whole headrest thing. Not that I
That's
did.
that's what we're doing. We're just getting a bit of a feel for how you are. I mean, I don't want you to stand up for some time. I just want you to get a bit of a. Just let's see if you know where your head's at. If you feel dizzy, lie straight back down.
Yeah, a little dizzy, but please, folks, if you're out there listening, don't call 911. It's not that bad
Exactly. It's just
yet. I can't
we're
afford
just
it.
we're just looking at a guy. We're just looking at a guy who is enjoying the lack of Dr. Pepper in his life, and we're going to fix that real soon.
Actually, when I sat up, the dizziness came back, so I'm gonna
Lie
elevate my
back
feet
down,
again.
sir. If you want to lie back down, that's great. So let's not move you at all until we get someone there with you, I think.
And I
If
did
we
let your
can.
brother know. He hasn't responded yet, but I did let him know it's not an
Obviously.
emergency.
Yeah.
So
Jamie, how are you doing?
No answer at the moment. She's not even active. I've got Cliff on Facebook as well, so let me try calling him.
Yeah.
All right.
Ideally a cell number would be great.
yeah, if you guys have the cell phone number anywhere, I have
Yeah.
Cliff's number, but I don't know if he'd answer. I don't know if he would answer
Sure.
or not.
Let me call my wife.
your phone with you,
Yeah.
and do that, sir. That'd be great.
And for that guy Julian is bugging me in a group chat. Just kidding. He's just trying to
He's
talk.
he's
God, he's
terrible.
such a
He's
jerk.
terrible. He's always there. He's always messaging you. He's like some kind of strange former Texan fanboy. I don't know what's going on there.
It's hung up on me.
So the Beard 16 is in the chat. Not that this. Hi Richard, how are you?
Hey,
We're having a little bit of we're doing something very unique for live. We have a scroller who's not well, and we're just walking through the process of making sure he gets some attention.
Don't be alarmed.
I feel like Charles could still outscroll all of us right now, even in this
See
situation.
that even in this position, I think Charles has got this.
He is in the shop looking me in the face, so we're safe there.
You okay?
Yeah, let me go ahead and put you on. Yeah.
Okay. Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Karen.
Hey, how's
How's
everyone
the-
doing?
We're
Doing
we're
all right.
we're
Well,
okay.
doing
We're
okay.
we're a bit worried about our man lying down there. Is he okay?
Yeah, usually if he lays down and elevates his feet, it goes away in a little bit, and everything's usually pretty okay. So,
Can you ask Charles? We're going to suggest that Charles kills this live. I think.
they're going to suggest that you kill the live feed.
Yeah.
He's asking, "Are you sure?"
Well,
Yeah,
if he's
buddy.
not well, it might be worthwhile. It doesn't mean we have to come off the
Mike.
kind of poor chat. Yeah, so it's just really stop the YouTube. It's say end broadcast on the laptop
Okay. Do you want me to hit in broadcast on the laptop, hun?
because you can always start it again later, Charles.
Yeah, you can always start it again. Okay, so I'm gonna.
It's okay,
Don't worry
buddy.
about that.
It's
We'll
okay.
cover that, folks. We're going to take a little bit of a break for a period of time here while we fill Charles up with Dr. Pepper and send him back on the saw again. It'll all
Yeah.
be good. Take it easy. We'll be back real soon.
You guys can hit the end broadcast, or I need to do it.
You need to do it. I
Yeah, you
think.
need to
Okay.
on
Hold on, I got to get to where I can see it. Okay. Okay. Got it.
I think we're heading forwards, coming off.
Okay.
And it's pretty quick on Facebook usually. We should still hear us on StreamYard, so
I'm gonna
it's just a question. Can we check?
Yeah, it will turn around in the live. It won't say live anymore once the stream's ended.
I'm gonna let
Oh, I hit the